Well, greetings and salutations, everybody, all our fellow CinemaCon fans. Welcome to the special edition, of course, all week, special editions of the John Campea Show, where we are in Las Vegas covering CinemaCon 2026. We already talked about which panels have we done. We did the Sony panel. We did the Warner Brothers panel yesterday, which was fantastic. And today we've got two panels to talk about. We're going to talk about the Universal panel, and we're going to talk about the Amazon MGM panel. I, of course, have Dr. Ann Campea here.
Hello.
Right across from her is writer, director, producer Robert Meyer Burnett.
I don't know if I'm worthy to be on this show, but that'll come later.
We'll talk about that in a bit. And of course, sitting right beside him is Soul Video John Green.
Well, if Rob's concerned about his worthiness, I'm definitely on the next tier down. But I'm so thrilled to be here. This is my very first Comic-Con. I've been watching
CinemaCon.
Sorry.
I do the same thing. I do the same
gone
thing.
to Comic-Con.
CinemaCon.
My whole life is my
CinemaCon.
very first CinemaCon. I've been watching these streams for years. I'm so happy to be
Can
here.
I just say you're a welcome present?
Thank you.
Agreed.
I think
agree.
you are a buoyant, delightful, bright personality, and cheers to you, sir.
Cheers. Cheers to what's in
Well,
the
Cheers cheers to all.
Cheers to all.
Here's to everybody. And look, we're going to start with the Universal panel, which is what happened first today. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you about something that just happened at the Amazon MGM thing, which anybody who is cooler than me wouldn't even talk about or mention. But I am not that person. So I am going to tell you about this. So Amazon, and we'll talk more in depth about the Spaceballs. We'll talk more in depth about the Spaceballs presentation a little bit later when we talk about Amazon's presentation. But I will tell you this. For any of you who have watched me for any period of time, you know I am a lifetime ravenous fan of Spaceballs. It is one of my all-time favorite comedies. I can quote that movie start to finish. I love that movie so much. I'm passionately in love with it, and I've been very excited about them doing a
And
Spaceballs
you've
too.
talked about it for years.
Yeah, and for years I've talked about this thing. So, and I love CinemaCon.
Yes.
So tonight they bring the cast out on stage, and again we'll talk about their presentation in a minute. But when they go, now let's take a special look, and they bring up this thing, and we'll talk about it later. But midway through it, my face comes up on the screen,
And your name is spoken.
Yeah, and it's back when I announced. Well, I'm not the one who announced it, but when I was talking about the fact that they've announced that there's another Spaceballs movie coming, Spaceballs 2 is coming, and they actually put me in the trailer. And then I was expecting like a montage of a bunch of other news outlets, but no, it was just me. And I was telling Anne, it's like, listen, it would have been cool if any of the movies put me on. I was not expecting to see me on the screen at CinemaCon. It would have been cool for any of the movies. But the fact that it was for Spaceballs was really special to me. And I won't get emotional again, but my mom loves Spaceballs too. And I remember I started to say to Anne, I wish my mom could have seen that. But I couldn't get the words out because I started crying like a baby as I was walking out, just because my mom loves Spaceballs, and it would have been so cool if she had seen them use me in the Spaceballs trailer. I thought that was kind of fun. So,
But it was such
Anyway.
a, you know what, it was such a legitimacy to the channel, and that people are looking out for what you're doing. And I have to tell you, I've already monetized that. I mean, I've already done another studio.
I've
I
already
know John
monetized it.
Campea.
If you need him
But it
to,
was really cool,
it
man.
was
Congratulations.
really
That was
beautiful.
so rad.
that was fun. That
Totally
was fun.
rad.
And then I actually had some like execs at other studios text us as we were walking out saying, you were in the Spaceballs trailer. I'm like, I had no idea. Anyway, that was fun. That was fun. So, but we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the presentations here at CinemaCon. Now, I should let you guys know about two things. Number one, listen, when we're at CinemaCon, it's late nights, it's a lot of hours, it's a lot of walking. And I totally had a brain freeze last night. During the Warner Brothers panel, I had earlier had the super chats open, and then they were getting kind of full, so I turned them off, and I thought, okay, we'll cover the questions at the end. But then we got to the end of the stream, and I totally forgot to do the super chat questions that came in. I just totally forgot about it. We had actually ended the stream, and like 2 minutes after we ended, I think it was Soul that went, are you not doing the super chats? I'm like, oh damn, the super chats! I totally forgot about the super chats. So, the super chats are all stored in YouTube's database. We got them. I will answer all those super chats when I get home. When we get home from, because there's just no place on the calendar for me to fit in an hour and a half to just do the answering super chats. I will answer all of them because that was my bad last night. But they're probably gonna have to wait for me to get home on like Friday or Saturday to answer those ones. With that in mind, you will notice that we do not have the super chats open tonight either, because we are starting this at
11:22 p.m.
almost that's past 2 a.m.
Yes.
on the East Coast. So there's no way, and this is gonna be a long one because we're covering 2 panels, so we better get to it. So no super chats tonight, and the ones that came in yesterday, I apologize, that was my bad, but we do have them all. We'll answer them on Friday or Saturday. Okay. With that said, let's get to it. We start off with the presentation from Universal. And there's a lot of things I expect at CinemaCon presentations. This I did not have on my bingo card. The Universal presentation literally starts with Snoop Dogg coming out on stage with it's the D-O-double-G, and he's like
with his DJ Green Lantern.
With his DJ, and
It was so good.
he came out and like did a little bit, and to announce that I believe was it the same director who did
Craig.
no, it wasn't Craig Gillespie.
Craig Brewer.
Brewer. That's right.
Brewer.
They're calling it the spiritual cousin to Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
They were doing the life movie of Snoop Dogg. And so he was out on stage doing his thing.
He was, by the way, what a showman. That guy killed it.
He was great on stage.
Fucking fantastic.
Like not just like when he did a little bit of rapping some of his more popular songs quickly, but even just when he's in talking to the audience, he owned the place. And listen, Snoop Dogg on the stage in what is 95% 60 or older white men and women. And it's like as soon as Snoop Dogg came to the stage, Snoop! Like everybody in that audience, everybody in there knew his songs. It was like Snoop! Like everybody loved it. It was it was great,
man. And then he sang snippets of his songs and cut the DJ off.
Yep.
It was amazing. Like he would do the first bars.
It was basically like, we have nothing to show you. We haven't started filming
haven't started
yet.
filming
We're
yet,
filming
yeah.
in Long Beach.
It was just
like
an
this
announcement.
summer. So here's all the music that's going to be in it. And then he just hit after hit after hit.
You know, what I loved about that is if you didn't know Snoop Dogg, you would love him. He was terrific. What a great showman.
Super affable, super
So
charismatic.
good. And the way he cut off the DJ,
the music,
and would tell more of the story.
Did
of
we
what was
skip
going
the
on.
very, very opening?
I thought that was the very, very opening. I thought Snoop Dogg was it. So anyway, that was how they opened the whole thing. It was Snoop Dogg coming on stage
Lantern,
and announcing his movie.
But then he brought on, what was so great was it was like he was announcing royalty.
The chairman of Universal Pictures. He referred to as, and then he played the Queen's music as she was coming out on the stage.
But he truly loves and admires her. I mean,
he really does.
She's one of the great power players in Hollywood.
She's the one who greenlit his movie.
It was delightful. I have a huge crush on Donna Lang.
Anyway, so that's how Snoop Dogg is how Universal Studios started their presentation. Not a bad way to start off a presentation. Anyway, what happened from there? I don't remember.
Oh,
it was like 9 hours ago. I can't remember what
Donna
happened.
Langley came out on stage.
Donna Langley came out.
And he gave her that Universal pendant that he was wearing.
That she couldn't get on her because it broke right away.
Quick question. Are you guys going to talk about what you did in the morning?
Yes.
Or later? Okay.
Yeah, we probably should start. Okay,
You know what? With that?
Yeah, let's pause there. So that's the first thing that happened in the presentation. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot. A little bit earlier in the day, that's not actually where Universal started. Universal started their day a little bit earlier at 9 o'clock this morning
9 a.m.
with a screening of their new animated film, The Forgotten Island. I think we talked about the trailer that dropped on our show
You did.
a little bit. I was not terribly impressed with the trailer.
Yeah.
It looked cute, but I mean, the one thing that I knew was going to make it a must-see in the Campea household is that it's all based on Filipino culture. So I knew that would be an important thing. And, I had a late night last night. I said, Ann, I'm probably not going to go to the screening. And like, gave me that look that spouses give their other spouse, like, I'm going to give you a moment to reflect on what you said.
You have an opportunity to make the correct choice.
And make better choices. So
I
yes.
said, fine, I'm going. I don't feel right not going.
Of course,
to a movie about my culture. So,
but
you had to come.
we went. So
Yes.
I got 2 hours of sleep, got up, and I thought, fine, I'll go to
So
this
proud of
movie.
you.
That's probably not going to be very good.
And this movie doesn't come out till September.
Doesn't come out to
Correct.
September, and that's important to know.
Yeah.
Because of something here. So off we go to see the movie, and I'm just wanting just to get through it. Guys, The Forgotten Island is an extremely special movie. I can't remember. I'm not saying this is the all-time. I'm saying I don't remember the last time an animated film made me feel the way I felt watching it.
Like Pixar, like an older Pixar.
Like Pixar at its best. As a comedy, it was ripping hilarious.
Yeah.
Like really funny. And what else did the directors direct? The two guys who came out, it was like they have like a really good resume of films that they've done before. I can't remember which ones they were, but
Puss in Boots.
I think
yes, Puss in Boots. Yeah, the directors of the last Puss in Boots movie that they just did. This movie is insanely funny, deeply emotional, pretty frantic, and by the end, you just feel joy. And I as somebody who was even telling my wife, I don't want to go watch it. It doesn't look all that good to me. I loved this movie. It was so good. And here's the thing: half of it wasn't finished animation.
It's
like
not
there
ready.
were complete like 10-minute scenes where it's
Incredible.
all previs and like the girls' mouths aren't even moving. Blah, blah, blah. Like it's like because there's like this movie is not done at all, but we want to show it to you anyway, and it was still awesome.
I didn't go, but I watched the trailer. I didn't know there was a trailer. I am kicking myself that I didn't go. That trailer is a banger. It looks delightful, like really great. And to hear you say it, you guys say it, you guys know. I'm sorry I didn't go.
Oh, I can't wait to see when it's actually finished too.
Yes, yeah, and it's going to be even way better.
It's just representation was spot on. Culturally, it's spot on. The story is so heartwarming.
So heartwarming.
And you want to take your friend, your best friend.
Oh, yeah. Go see this movie, male or female, doesn't matter. Go see this movie with your best friend.
And you don't have to be Filipino to really get
No.
what the thing is.
Now listen,
There
I've
is
been
some deep
married.
cuts there though.
I've been married into a Filipino family for over 15 years now. And so as a Filipino in-law, I guess you could call me, I was roaring at all the Filipino jokes in it. Like the best thing, like I'm going to spoil one little thing for you. It's just a quick thing that happens near the beginning of the movie. But they're going to this going away party for one of the two main characters who's about to go off to school, right? And the family's having this big party, and they have the lechon, and right above, of course, the lechon is that classic portrait of Jesus. Because if you know anything about Filipinos, man, they're Catholic. That's what Italians and Filipinos have in common. So it's like they have this big and by the way, the portrait is a live action. It's not a drawn, it's the actual painting, a live shot painting picture in it. As a matter of fact, there's a scene in the movie where the two girls are watching the first Predator movie, and it's the actual footage of the Predator, right? So that's an animated movie, but they're watching live action, which was pretty cool.
Was really good.
But they keep, and then something
Disney owns the Predator.
But then something bad happens, and they cut to the picture of Jesus, and it's like it was so the karaoke, the food.
They use some Tagalog in it.
It's DreamWorks.
Yeah.
It's not Disney. It's DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's DreamWorks being distributed by Universal. So anyway, I'm not going to go into a full review of it. Again, that wouldn't be fair because they have a lot of work to still do in the film. I'm just saying this was a half-finished film, and I loved it.
Wow.
I
That's
loved
good.
And I
it.
did press Campea afterwards. I was like, Campea, is this opinion coming from the fact that you had slept for 2.5 hours?
Yeah, maybe I was a little delusional.
But he was just like, no. Like, I honestly really loved it.
Oh, it was so great. Anyway, so that was The Forgotten Island. So now we fast forward to the beginning of the Universal presentation. Snoop Dogg came out, whoop whoop, and then we moved on to.
Well, they
Didn't waste any time.
did not waste any time with Christopher Nolan coming out to talk about the Odyssey, which comes out on July 17th,
Well-
and they showed us 6 minutes of footage.
I just want to point out, Donna Langley comes out,
Oh, yes.
and she
We
looks.
need to move on from Donna Langley and your crush. Nobody
He's hoping-
cares about how
he's
she
hoping
looks.
to watch
Supergirl
He's
must watch
watching.
it.
No. She did give a great speech about theatrical windows and how they're
Yes.
dedicated. That was important.
But yeah, okay, so
Agreed.
the one notable thing she said, you probably saw in some of the trades today. Universal announced today they were making a new commitment to 45-day theatrical windows, and to me, it's like, okay, that's good. It is. It's good, but dear Universal, don't think that we forgot that you're the assholes who started this 15-day bullshit stuff that we had during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Don't think we forgot about that. So that's really great that you broke into my grandmother's house and stole $1,000 from her safe and then came and give her $1,000 gift as if that's some thing. But I'd rather them do a good thing than not. If you make a mistake, make up for it. So they did recommit to 45-day windows, which was a good thing. And obviously the theater responded well to that.
She did give a great speech about filmmakers and all that, and then she introduced.
Christopher Nolan. They like after Snoop, they get into the main part of the program and they didn't. I thought they would save Christopher Nolan to the end. And instead, nope. And then we find out why they didn't save Christopher Nolan at the end.
I love
that
this is my
later.
favorite thing of the night.
So they announced Christopher Nolan. First of all, they show a quick montage of his movies. And then Christopher
great
Nolan
montage.
comes out, a wonderful montage.
good.
Huge response from the audience. It says, thank you so much for that lovely response. And there was no way I was going to come out here after Steven Spielberg. There's no way I was going to try to follow up Steven
Spoiler.
Spielberg. Which
Spoiling.
we made me go like, wait, Steven is here? Like,
He
he's never been to CinemaCon. It's like, whoa, Steven's here. And by the way, a little bit later, Ben Stiller came out to talk about Fockers. He said, yeah, me and Snoop Dogg and Steven Spielberg were just back there lighting up blunts.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way,
cool.
can I just as an aside, Christopher Nolan's his fashion sense. I wish.
Oh, he is the sharpest
That
dressed
dude-
director in the business.
he comes rolling out. That guy has never looked. I mean, everything's Savile Row.
Yeah.
He has bespoke.
Even when he's
suits.
on set, he doesn't wear suits on set, but his fashion sense is always top notch.
If I worked out and stopped drinking, I would dress like him.
Me too.
So he comes out obviously to talk about the Odyssey. And he says, I could talk about all the casts in it, but it'd be faster for me to talk about the actors who aren't in this movie. But then he gave a big long thing about Matt Damon. And he said, like, Matt Damon was truly my creative partner on this movie. He was our leader. He, like, through the harshest rains and the most beating down of sunlight and of all the being in boats and on land and everything, he led us through this whole thing. And I thought that was pretty cool of him to
Really
talk
cool.
about that.
Considering the story of the Odyssey and how
Yes.
much that connects to the story itself.
And then it came time for footage. He didn't bring on any of the actors. And so he just wanted to go right to footage. And it was a mixture of the prelude stuff that they showed in theaters with Project Hail Mary, the Trojan Horse stuff, which is awesome. That was my second time seeing it.
Unbelievable.
So good. But then they did this quick collection of scenes and cuts and shots from the movie, some of which was in the trailer, but a lot of it was not, like the stuff with Callisto.
Even the opening moment with him talking before the Trojan horse scene, when Damon said, "Where am I?"
Yeah, we was talking to Callisto.
You know, so good.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Like, I still remember when Ann and I went to go see the fan screening, the early fan screening of Project Hail Mary, and they played that Trojan Horse footage, that 7 minutes, whatever it is. And Ann had not seen a thing about the movie and didn't really know much about the movie other than the fact that John Bernthal's in it. And as soon as that footage ended, Anne was just like, this is it. Like, this is going to be the movie. It's
Well,
like, oh my God.
There was also, before they show that, there's the great scene in like the pub or the bar with John Barenthal's there and
Sit down. Not
yeah,
you.
yeah, and Spider-Man, Tom Holland walks in.
And Spider-Man.
Who
There
is
they are again.
Odysseus' son? Do you know of the horse? Sit down.
Do you know the story of the horse?
Story of the horse
From inside.
from inside.
inside.
It was so good.
It was just so well. Anyway, had you seen that footage
No,
before?
no.
What did you think then of the whole presentation and package for the Odyssey?
So again, as my first CinemaCon, and this is a presentation for exhibitors, like Christopher Nolan, Christopher Nolan was the first person who came out, all the teleprompters shut down. Like,
Yeah, he was the only guy who didn't use the teleprompter.
He comes out on stage with a microphone and talks eloquently for like 10 minutes about the power of theaters and movies. And also, everybody in attendance, these are all theater owners and exhibitors, and they all work, like, they understand this is a guy they don't have to worry about, like, pushing to, like, stream. Like, this is a guy who wants the theater experience. And so
he is
I know.
the Odysseus of theater.
Yeah, but you feel that reciprocal appreciation because the people in attendance there know this is a guy who believes in this format and is fighting for it and is creating these epics. So it was just cool to be there and feel the energy of the crowd being like,
Totally.
everything that comes out of this guy's mouth is going to be true.
And after
honest. You know what I mean? Because he's not there because like he's forced to be there or something. He's there because anyway. So he gives his presentation with all blacked out prompters, just speaking from the heart.
And he comes out after an unbelievable montage.
Oh yeah.
That montage, these montages.
There were
By the way, by montage, he doesn't mean the Odyssey footage. He means the Christopher Nolan career retrospective montage.
Just imagine a best of like mashup of just Nolan epic clips. And
Unbelievable.
There were two mashups in this presentation. We'll get to the second one later on that both wrecked me. This was the first one that wrecked me. But anyway, so
the second one I cried.
Yeah. He comes out, gives this eloquent speech to the audience, and then I see this footage for the first time for myself because I had only seen like the very first trailer, and I was just like, this is interesting. This is interesting. And then the longer we spent inside the Trojan horse, the more like tense I was getting, and then the second the gates open, I was out. I was out. Like there's a clip.
You started hitting my arm.
Yeah.
You were like Soul's sitting beside me, and Soul's like hitting my arm as they're coming out of the horse and everything.
Because it's so tense. Like they're dropping out to like take people out, and the whole time they're like, are they gonna get the gates open? Are they gonna get the gates open? And then the second they open, I was like, oh.
And they had more footage than was in the IMAX presentation.
Yes, they did.
And more dudes getting wasted.
Yeah.
And it was epic.
Yeah, this movie. Now listen. I still have to say, the best footage from a movie we've seen this week so far is still Dune 3.
Yeah.
Probably by a good margin, but this was awesome. This Odyssey stuff was awesome.
I will respectfully disagree because there's a scene that's going to come up later in this live stream that I felt rocked to my core, but we'll leave it at that.
I will say that.
Was it when I came up in the Spaceballs thing?
I mean, that rocked
I
to
was
my
actually
emotion.
rocked to my core.
Okay, so again, guys, the Odyssey just looks insane.
Yeah.
It's just so good. And we've seen Christopher Nolan on stage at CinemaCon before.
Yeah.
There are very few people who are as big. We're lucky that the two big ones right now, Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan, are both passionate advocates for theaters and the theatrical exhibition.
And to see them both one day after the other.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw Denis Villeneuve. Today we got to see Christopher Nolan and
these
Steven
guys
Spielberg. We'll talk about that in a second.
Really, really, really just very inspiring to me. I was very captivated.
I would just add, on top of they love the technology, they push the technology further for cinema. Like Nolan talked about how he's the one who influenced them to create cameras he could use throughout the entire shooting of the movie.
Yeah, to film
He actually
with
went to IMAX.
sound. He wanted to record
By the
dialogue.
way, hold your mic a little bit
He
further
had
away.
talked about how in previous movies he was only able to shoot some of the action scenes in IMAX. He was
Only,
never able
yeah.
to shoot an entire movie in IMAX.
But he went to
He went-
IMAX and he specifically laid out what he needed from them in a new camera that he could shoot an entire movie with. And they
Badass
made
is
him
that.
that camera. And this is going to be the first one ever that we get to see that shot like this. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, we've got like 28 other movies to go
Oh,
through,
God.
so let's
Yeah.
keep moving here.
Everybody
What is
buckle
next?
up.
Okay, they
Buckle
get
up.
into the animated stuff, so they do mention Forgotten Island, which we already talked about, and then we get into a bit of a few clips from Minions and Monsters.
Oh, that wasn't just a few. I mean, they showed us like
15 minutes?
It was like
they went-
10,
yeah,
15
it
minutes.
was a
of-
while.
So first of all, I never pronounce his name right. Chris Meliadani.
Melodondry.
Melodondria, yes. So the head of Illumination Studios comes out and he talks about, and this was particularly appropriate for CinemaCon. First, I love the Minions. I really do.
Me too.
And he talks about this movie, Minions and Monsters, takes place in the 1920s. And it's about the minions themselves falling in love with the movies. And that they start in the 20s as they're searching for a new villain to work for. And as we know from their lore, the Minions lore, they're always looking for a big evil guy to work for. And they stumble it into this world of the movies with a director being voiced by two-time Academy Award winner Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Which that was not on my bingo card either. And they just fall in love with the movie business and all that kind of, and they showed us a number of sequences and they were all charming and wonderful. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Minions and
Yeah,
Monsters. to be honest with
somebody
you.
was asking, so this is the first movie in the timeline then? I'm not
Yeah.
sure where this falls in the
Yeah.
Minion chronology.
Well, there was the one Minion movie that went all the way back to the dinosaurs. Remember, there was that one little
Yeah.
shot in where they're like trying to serve a T-Rex.
I thought they mentioned this is post Gru. Am I not?
No, it's 1920s. Gru is modern day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there were references, they had visual references like Harold Lloyd and Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, there was a lot of like classic movie
so
callbacks.
good. I mean, all that stuff was so good. I was
And
so
they did
charmed by it.
they did a few times specifically like this is a love letter to the movies.
Good,
Like
and
this,
Oh, nice.
completely.
yeah.
But those action scenes were really great.
Yeah.
The train scene,
Yeah.
the plane scene that turned into a train scene, it was great.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
So good.
Listen, they've been doing the Minions for a long time, both in the Despicable Me films and in their own films. And you know what it is? It's like Kevin Hart to me. I keep waiting to get tired of Kevin Hart's shtick,
You
but I
can't.
continue to be entertained by him. I really do. And the Minions is kind of the same thing. Like I keep waiting for that shtick to get tired, right? But they keep making me smile.
Yeah.
They keep making me smile and
best.
giggle.
Well, the
and
interesting is they have the
They're the best.
global minions in this, and then
Yeah.
there's like two minion best friends, and you kept cutting between the two. It was really well done.
All right, so that was Minions.
Yes.
All right, what did we have next?
They go into this whole thing around like there's not enough rom-coms out there, and then they get into a movie called One Night Only, and it has I noticed it had Callum
Which is
Turner.
basically just when
Molly
I saw
Ringwald.
this in the beginning, I was like, wait, so this is like a sexy purge?
Well,
Like,
okay, let's get to that in a second. So, like Anne was mentioning, it starts with the titles comes up on screen. Like there used to be great rom-coms.
Yeah, they did a whole montage,
And they did like a 3-minute montage.
which was dope.
It was great of all these great rom-coms, right? All these great classic rom-coms. And it just kept going and going and going and going. And then finally it gets to the movie they're talking about, which is, what was the name of it? One Night?
One Night Only.
One Night Only. Okay. If I understood it right, this is an Elseworlds movie where, much like The Purge, I'm gathering that they live in a
sex.
world where people can't have sex if they're not married. But there is one night of the year that you are permitted,
if you're single.
if you're single,
Right.
to go and bang
Yeah.
if you want, right? And it's who was the actress in it? Ibarra?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was. Okay.
I believe
So
No, it's from the girl from Top Gun.
that's who it
Yeah.
was. Yes,
Barbara.
yes.
Yeah, you're
Barbara.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Who
thinking of the
is
girl from Scream. Yes.
Hot AF.
So
She's beautiful.
anyway, so this is the premise, but they also talk about it's really difficult to find love on that kind of night because everybody's just horny
And
and wants
it's
to have
Callum, the
sex.
guy is Callum,
Callum. Yeah, he's
it was my choice
Turner.
to play Bond, by the way.
He's- yeah.
Just
What else was he in?
Mr. Dua Lipa.
He's Mr.
That's
Dua
how I know him.
Yeah, but he's an incredible actor, and he is my choice to play Bond.
So let me say this. I found the one night only. I found the premise to be actually kind of fascinating. I found the trailer to be actually kind of dull.
Really?
Didn't sell it for me. Again, listen. I'm not walking out there saying that looks stupid, but it was like it happened. Interesting premise. The trailer didn't really sell it for me, and I'm gonna have to put myself in I'll wait and see kind of mode for it. What did you think about the trailer?
I am rom-coms are my favorite movie genre, so I will watch every single one of them. So the trailer was fine. I'm gonna see it anyway. So I'm excited. Good looking people. They might hook up. They probably will hook up. That's all.
I was delighted by it, to be honest.
Oh, good. I'm glad you were.
I saw that my choice for Bond. You know, he's up for Bond.
He's a good
and
choice.
and she is. I find her to be incredibly beautiful, and I thought this was the first time I saw her really act. I loved her performance. I love what she was doing. I felt that she's, because in Top Gun she's a second fiddle or third fiddle,
Third or fourth fiddle, yeah.
I thought she was really good in this trailer, and I thought the two of them, and they did in the montage. They showed the holiday.
Oh,
And
Yes.
I love the holiday. So I was primed to see.
You know what I will say this movie does have going for it, coming out of the trailer too, the one thing it really does have going for it was, for a rom-com to work, you have to feel the chemistry between the two leads.
Yeah.
And I will say that the one thing I thought the trailer did quite well was, and that gives me a little bit of hope that it could work, is that there was some good chemistry. The one thing that really annoyed me, though, about the trailer that makes me think maybe this isn't any good, there's a scene where a couple of girls are standing in a coffee shop, and I'm like, you're not world building. You're not telling me, why is that coffee patron in this coffee shop? Why is that person there?
They needed a bus from
They needed a bus from space.
I knew it.
How did they get there?
And what was the transportation?
Why does that patron have that coffee? Yes, they needed a space bus. But yeah. Anyway, so what did you think about the trailer?
I thought it was interesting. Look, obviously this is a worldwide event, and these movies are meant to play everywhere. But I think America particularly has a comfort and fascination with violence over sex and romance. Like we're much more comfortable with violence. Hence 12 Purge movies. And this is like, well, what if we weren't murdering everybody? What if people just like loved each other and got to be together? And I was just like, I was 100% there.
That was the 90s.
So like,
That was the 90s.
so I was like, the idea of a purge where literally the worst thing that could happen is people hook up. I'm like, okay, sign me up. I need more life affirming entertainment you know what I mean? In my downtime.
I've been thinking about hooking up every day.
It's funny. I'll tell, as somebody who's been to Comic-Con a lot and who may have in the earlier years attended some more unscrupulous some of the more unscrupulous parties happen here. I tell you, whenever I walk out of a presentation and the flood of people are coming out, I was looking around saying, who's hooking up in about 20 minutes? Because that's what all the... Listen, I'm sorry. Am I revealing...
yourself. I thought you were taking a really big...
But I mean, it's like, listen, I don't mean to out the dirty secret of all the studios and theater groups, but like these people come here to horn dog out. I mean, they totally do. There's a lot of con hookups going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Anyway, so that was a trailer for them, I think. All right, so that was one night only. What was next?
The next one, what a transition. We go into Other Mommy with Jessica Chastain.
Oh.
October 2026.
Okay, let me just say, there were a number of films featured today in both presentations that I wasn't aware of. Like sometimes a presentation will come up and goes, oh, I forgot about that one. What's it called? The Other Mommy?
Other Mommy.
Other Mommy, okay, which sounds like a joke. And it's got one of my favorites, Jessica Chastain. She's just so, I fell in love with her as an actress in The Help, and she's been like Molly's Game, like everything, Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 30.
She's just great in everything. I love her. And the basic premise of the movie is this, there's this family with a dad, a mom, Jessica Chastain, and a little daughter, but apparently they're being haunted by a supernatural doppelganger of the mom who does not have good intentions. And it is an original, fresh idea on the horror genre. And listen, we've all seen like the horror movies do the body contorting. Oh, the little girl's bending over backwards and walking on her hands, right? But there's a scene where the dad comes in the room and like just a quick shot of the doppelganger mom twisted up like a spider hanging on the bottom of the table. And you could hear everybody in the theater go, ah! It was like, nope. It looks really good. It looks really good. What did you think about it?
Dude, first of all, I love redheads. I love Jessica Chastain. I don't want to see her doing anything bad. However, this trailer taught me that maybe I do. Because this trailer was bonkers, man.
Yeah, it was
trailer,
it was bonkers.
and you know what? It starts out because children in peril get to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I want to reach into the screen and help them. This trailer is unrelenting. I mean, it is not pulling punches. We know that this evil is real and it is not playing around. And oh my God, Jessica Chastain, she must have had a ball.
And she's got to do a Sinners in this, right? She has to play the regular good mom.
Oh, yeah.
And then and here's the thing, what I'm picking up from the trailer is that part of the main line of this movie is that whenever the daughter sees her mom, she now has to enter into a guessing game. Is this my real mom, or am I dealing with
Other
the
mommy.
evils? Am I dealing with other mommy? And I am totally down for this film.
So am I. I mean, it plays unfair in the best way.
Yeah. What did you think, baby?
It was definitely creepy. I think it brings me back to how I felt about the kids and weapons, where you're like,
Yeah.
you feel like they're so defenseless in this situation. And I feel for the little girl who's going to have to try to figure out if she's in trouble or not. I mean, there's a line that she says around like she trusts this other version at first. It felt
Yeah.
like in the trailer, she's like, oh no, she's like nice. So
Yeah,
she was
not
fine
so
with
much.
it. But then you watch the rest of the trailer and you're like,
Yeah, she's
I
trying
don't
to
think, I
comfort
don't think
the real
so.
mom, being like, "Don't worry, like she's okay.
Yeah.
Like, she's nice to me." Like, well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't last for long. Anyway, that was one of the great surprises for me.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any kind of impressions from it?
all I know, I was creeped out before the trailer even played because there was just a still on the screen of Jessica Chastain, and then a tear rolls down this motionless face.
yeah.
Like it's the only thing moving on the screen.
With the
I'm like,
title,
yeah,
Other
with
Mommy.
the title, Other Mommy, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I hate everything about it.
But I hate everything about it. All right, what was next after that?
All right, we got Big Nick Energy, Violent Night 2.
Okay, listen. It wasn't the most successful film in the world, but I am an unabashed total fanboy of Violent Night with David Harbour playing Santa Claus. I got a massive kick out of that movie. I thought it was really fun. I even like the lore. They created a whole lore around him with the background of Santa Claus, stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of you guys never saw it, but I was a big fan of it. Like, for what it was. Like, it shouldn't have been nominated for any Oscars, but for what it was, I really had a good time with it. So they're making the sequel, and now there's the big problem. Santa himself is on the naughty list. And he's like, well, how am I on the naughty list?
Like John
And
Wick.
he's like, I guess maybe I killed too many people, which was a great line, And it's the whole trailer for Naughty List 2, or Naughty List 2, I'm sorry. That's what you watch on Cinemax later. No, but the whole premise of Violent Night 2 and the whole motif of the trailer was just violence.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of violence and like wild, creative ways for Saint Nick to kill people. And then the wife shows up.
Hell yeah.
I've got backup coming. And who was his wife?
Kristen Bell, baby.
Kristen Bell shows up.
Looking smoky.
I love
Sarah
her.
Marshall
I
shows
love
up
her.
with the family sword. And they both start killing a lot of people. And
And was that MJF?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
I thought
professional
so.
AEW champion MJF is playing one of the
Is there a
villains.
wrestler in this movie? Because
But
that
the
looked like him.
big villain apparently is who was that that's playing the big villain? Not Richard Harris's son.
Oh yeah, Jared.
Jared Harris. Jared
Madman
Harris is the
Jared
big
Harris.
bad guy. That apparently they didn't go into details with the trailer, but with Santa now being on the naughty list, it creates some sort of an opportunity
It's
that
like the
if they could,
corporations are taking over the North
if
Pole.
they can now kill Santa Claus. So you got Jared Harris sending all these hitmen after. That's the basic gist of the movie, I think. Jared Harris sending hitmen to try to kill Santa Claus, and it doesn't work out for them. But anyway, I thought it looked good. Did you ever see the original?
No, I didn't, and this makes me want to go back and see the original right now.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's just fun. It's stupid, but it's totally
It's
fun.
not high art,
No.
but I did find the trailer amusing.
Yeah. And you never did. No, did you see the
I
original?
did
with me?
not. You
No,
saw it.
I saw
on
it.
your own.
Ann and I will see it.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. Somebody asked, "Is that Michael J. Fox?" I apologize. MJF is not. It's a wrestler.
Yeah,
It's not
MJF
Michael
is
J.
the
Fox.
AEW champion. And yes, that was
Former.
definitely him. Well, actually, we saw a couple of wrestlers in trailers today. Because remember, Edge is in
Oh,
the But we'll
Edge.
get to that
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
in a
That's
little
right.
bit. Okay, so that was Violent Night 2, and I love the tagline, Big Nick Energy. The great tagline. Kudos to the PR people
Yeah.
over there. That was a great line. Okay,
It's good.
what was next?
Fauler-in-law, where they brought out Ben Stiller, November
Yeah, did you?
25th,
Okay,
2026.
so Ben
De Niro.
Stiller comes out. You have to understand, I am a lifelong fan of Ben Stiller.
Me too.
Like everything from one of my most underappreciated films of all time, Mystery Men, a movie that was 20 years ahead of its time. I to this day I will fight you over Mystery Men. I love that. From that to Zoolander, and just like everything
Heartbreak
else, he
Kid.
did. Heartbreak Kid,
It's my favorite.
Miranda. I love, and now he's a show creator and runner with
Severance.
Severance. I love Ben Stiller. So he comes out, talk about Fockers. Now look, full transparency for you guys who are regular watchers of my show. The day they announced they're doing the Fockers, I pretty much pronounced this movie dead. I said, this is a stupid idea. Nobody gives a fuck about the Fockers anymore. It's been 15 years since the last one. And the last one didn't do all that well at theaters. Who's going to go see this? Why are you making this? This is going to be tired and all that kind of stuff. So Ben Stiller comes out and he talks about, when we first did the first Fockers movie 30 years ago, I think it was 30 or something like that. He goes, I had a 30-year plan to do 4 movies and a 15-year gap between movie 3 and 4. It was actually really funny the way he did it. Then he brings out Robert De Niro, and they did this bit.
Well, he compares himself to De Niro. He's like,
Yeah.
because in this movie I'm older, I'm now in De Niro's role
Yeah.
in this one.
Ben Stiller is now older than Robert De Niro was when they shot the first Fockers
But
movie.
there was no sense at all that Robert De Niro was going to come out.
None.
We thought it was Ben Stiller. It was going to be great. That's what we were going to see. And he was kind of ripping on him. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was De Niro was ripping on Stiller, and like you could tell at one point.
Stiller was before De Niro came out. When I was shocked, like I literally was like, "No way!"
Yeah, and how was that audience pop when De Niro came walking?
It
out
was
on stage?
amazing
Yeah.
because when they said De Niro's going to come out, the light comes on, he walks out. It was awesome.
It was so good, and then it's basically just De Niro totally roasting Stiller. It's like,
Yeah.
how many Oscar nominations do you have? And like all this kind of stuff.
Do
And
you
then,
have a raging bull?
yeah,
And he's like, well, I had
What's your
Madagascar.
Yeah.
And he goes, isn't that a cartoon?
is that the cartoon? Yeah. Is that the one with the minions? He goes, no, it's the one with the penguins. Yeah, I prefer the minions. But you could tell that De Niro felt bad doing it so much because twice he stopped to say to the audience, I didn't write this.
Yeah.
he felt so
roasted
bad about
Stiller. It
it.
was
He
great.
roasted him so bad. And so, okay, fine. Then they're like, okay, now here's the trailer to, what was Fauler-in-law.
Yeah, Fokker.
Here's the trailer to Fauler-in-law. And I actually love it when this happens. The trailer proved me wrong. I really liked the trailer. And you know what? I had my doubts when they put Ariana Grande in it. And I thought, because I love Ariana Grande in Wicked, I really do. But I thought they're just putting a popular to get the younger audience out and the popular girl. you know what? She fits in this so
but
well.
De Niro defended her. Like he
Oh,
comes
yes, he
out,
did,
he was
yeah.
giving all this. Let's talk about Ariana. It was great.
Yeah. And
I-
Ariana, we trust.
In Ariana We
Yeah.
Trust,
She's so great.
she fits right
And
in.
she looks like she would actually be Jimmy Olsen's girlfriend. Like they pair well together as well.
Yeah, and Jimmy Olsen plays Ben Stiller's
I don't know his
son
real
now.
name, so I'm
yeah, I
calling
don't know.
him Jimmy Olsen.
But the trailer, and I think the trailer's online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys can see yourselves. I thought it was great, and I walked out of the theater with a totally different mindset now of this, that I am now actually really interested in seeing the film. Now, again, it's a trailer. Who knows if the movie overall will be good or not, but I am now interested in seeing it. But the one startling thing, there's a scene in the trailer where Robert De Niro comes walking out of the house
yeah.
in this sleeveless
What?
sweatshirt. And I'm like, what the
Trying to make
fuck?
muscles here.
Can you look up for me how old Robert De Niro is right now?
That's insane.
It's got to be at least his late
Him and
70s.
Stiller are like
Oh, he's
competing
in
for
his
Iron
80s.
Man.
Must
I
be
would
his
think
80s,
he's in his
right?
80s.
It's
82.
wild. Oh my.
He's 82 years old,
yoked.
and he looks better than any of you. He looks better than any
He
of
was
us.
jacked.
He was jacked. I'm like, what? What? When did he do this? And how did he do this? And it wasn't, I checked with somebody, it wasn't visual effects. Robert De Niro actually had been training for another role too, but then continued on with that for this movie because
He does not look, as the young people say, chopped.
no, he looked great.
He looked great.
He looked great. So I don't know, what did you think about the Fockers trailer?
Oh, I'm so excited. This is my type of movie though, like, and I think it's going to be fun to see Ben Stiller in that position where, Ariana's character looks like she's going to be accepted very quickly by Grandpa Fokker. And yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's going to be fun.
So
Well, I know that Campea has a lot of rules for when you can make like another movie, or like when you can reboot something, or like when a sequel deserves to be made. And so maybe that would lead to his early hesitation upon the announcement of this film and some of his feedback. But watching this trailer, I thought they've played this perfectly in that Ben Stiller is so excited. Ben Stiller's character in this is so excited in that he's gone through this gauntlet of trauma and proving himself and finally earning his place in this family. And it's almost like that hazing process where like now he needs to be won over because now he's the older generation and there's a new generation coming in, and now it's on them to go through the same trauma that I went through. When really the movie seems to be framed as, no, screw you, Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller is still the problem
Yep.
every
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a very smart way to angle this movie.
you liked it?
You know what? I did. I really, look, like you, did I care? No. I had no reason to care about this film, but the trailer was damn funny.
It was really fun.
It was really funny. The jokes are funny. They ended. There's a joke in the trailer when Ariana Grande crashes her bike, and I'm like, for me, I was in pain. Like, please turn around and go help her. And then he realizes because he doesn't know what's happened, and when his reaction was perfect, and that's what ended the trailer. I was like, oh my God, but the film looks damn funny.
Yeah, and again, by the way, just to highlight, with Universal, it started off with Snoop Dogg coming out. It followed up with Christopher Nolan coming out. Then it followed up with Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro coming out. They were rolling the talent out on stage tonight. All right, what was next?
Sense and Sensibility, October 2026.
Okay. Why?
No comment from me. Don't go to me on this one.
Is this the 37th or 38th version of Sense and Sensibility? Now, look, that's not to say that I didn't think the trailer did not look very well made.
It looked beautiful.
And it looked beautiful, and I'm sure this will be a fine 40th rendition of Sense and Sensibility. It's okay. Listen,
That was the first of the focus features.
okay. Imagine. What was the one? What was the Arnold movie they rebooted with Colin Farrell? That wasn't The Running Man. It was the big Arnold movie that they rebooted.
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Okay. Imagine there were 6 reboots of Total Recall, all the same story, we would not accept that. Why do we get every 3 weeks a new Pride and Prejudice and a new Sense and Sensibility? I don't understand. So here's the thing, though.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
That's what a sense and sensibilities, plural.
Yeah,
That's equal.
two sense, two abilities.
Two abilities.
So and because here's the thing, it's unfair because I couldn't even get my mind in the
Sense
place
and
of
Sensibilities Tokyo Drift.
Well, that would be the greatest movie ever made.
to properly give the trailer its fair shot. Because honestly, the trailer looked like a fine trailer.
Yeah, it did.
I just can't get over why are we doing Sense and Sensibility again?
But it also looked drab. The last Sense and
Sense and Sensibility is a bit drab.
I know, but the last one was lush because I have.
Yeah, what you visually, yes,
beautiful colors. This was like, yeah, and it looked like it was shot for IMAX because it was like the 4:3 aspect ratio, and I'm like, it was not widescreen, so it must have been. I'm like,
Sixth Sense and Sensibility. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead.
Sense and Sensibility.
I feel like I'm supposed to be the target audience for this type of movie, and I just felt nothing over the trailer. Honestly.
Now again, hopefully it'll be great.
beautifully made, greatly acted.
Yep, and listen, I will give the movie a shot. I just right now, I'm just admitting that I'm not giving it its fair due yet because I'm still having a hard time getting why are we doing another Sensibility? I don't get it, but that's fine. It's fine. Anyway, let's move on from that, shall we? What was next?
Rob might want to introduce the next one. Can you read my handwriting?
Okay.
Because you are excited.
Robert Eggers.
Yeah, there you go.
The man
yes.
who directed The Witch,
Which I loved,
Lighthouse.
which I don't understand it, but
I think we saw it together.
I was haunted by it,
Nosferatu.
which I did not like.
His new movie.
You forgot one.
Oh.
My favorite of his, The Northman.
Ooh,
that's-
North.
I
Which-
love
You
that
know what?
movie.
I am remiss because I have the beautiful 4K box.
Of course you do.
Yes, The Northman, amazing. He is one of my favorite filmmakers. So now he's doing Werewolf. And they show that trailer. And it had a little bit of The Witch. It had a little bit of The Northman. It had a little bit of
Nosferatu.
and The Lighthouse. Oh my God. I cannot wait. Comes out.
And by the way, was that Aaron Taylor Johnson? It was, right?
I think it was, yeah.
Ricky Tiki Taki, as I refer to
Here's
him
a
as.
movie that just screams Christmas because it comes out at Christmas.
So did Nosferatu.
And I am like, why not release the next Robert Eggers movie at Christmas? I thought this film, I didn't get a sense of it. It just looked like an amalgamation of everything I love. And it's called Werewolf. What's not to be excited about?
Here's what doesn't excite me.
Okay.
I did not like Nosferatu.
Yeah, me too.
I like Ann and I went to go see it Christmas Day when it came out, and we were so stoked because everybody was raving about it. And I was coming off The Northman, which I love The Northman. I love The Witch, and I love Robert Eggers. And I just straight up did not. I mean, there were great elements about
I
it.
think it was overcooked.
It was overcooked.
His other three films were not. The Witch, Lighthouse, and The Northman were not overcooked. Nosferatu, he had too much money and too much time.
Maybe, but so the thing is, this did feel very much in the tone of Nosferatu, but it does look really good.
Yes.
It does look really, really good,
It
and
looked
I'm
more
excited to watch
Yeah,
this
totally.
because it feels like every werewolf iteration we get these days is modern day. Or maybe even like London, whatever. But this is going a little older. It feels like, and it felt horrifying.
Yeah.
It felt really, really horrifying.
It felt painful. I was in pain watching. There's like the guy apparently who transforms. He didn't turn into a big snouted werewolf. It was more psychological, and he was screaming in pain. I loved it.
What did you think about it?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me. Just because I really didn't like Nosferatu, and it did feel like an extension of that movie from the trailer that we saw. So I don't know. I don't think you should flip to me for this one because it didn't move the needle for me to want to see this either.
What about you, Sol?
That's okay.
Well, first of all, some context.
Yeah.
Have you seen either The Witch, The Northman, or
I've seen
Nosferatu?
Northman. I've seen The Lighthouse. I've seen Northman. I've seen Nosferatu, and I dig it. And this could be. Hopefully this isn't slander, but in my mind, like Eggers feels like an angry goth Wes Anderson. Like he is
That's such a
Angry
good.
goth Wes
way to say
Anderson.
it.
like it's almost like Bizarro Superman. Like what if Wes Anderson was in a universe where like shit was just dark and evil and cryptic and weird? And
Dude,
like
the thing is, that's so right.
That's
You're
so accurate.
right.
Spot on, yeah.
so when I see like the open, I think I had seen some teaser stuff of Werewolf, and so it opens and it's in like the 4:3 aspect ratio, and it's totally like Nosferatu lighthoused out.
Yeah.
And like even the fonts this Egger guy chooses for everything is just like so
They're all the
on
same.
theme. Like it's like he has to have his own Comic Sans at this point. It's just Eggers the font. Like Eggers
Papyrus.
if you were
Eggers
to make
Papyrus.
Eggers the font the movie, this is where
Dark Papyrus.
Doc the Papyrus. That's
And
it.
filter, by the way.
and filter
Yes.
and filter Instagram filter and font. So like if you've dug any of his shit, like this is gonna knock you on your ass.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna be the entry level drug that like gets you into the Eggers fandom, but if you're even halfway on the fence, like this is unreal.
All right, so that was Werewolf.
good.
I mean, I liked it a lot. I am a little trepidatious just because I didn't like Nosferatu, but I do like to love almost all of his other ones. So, and this did look really good, I thought.
I mean,
so.
he's a true auteur.
Yeah, he really is. And he's a unique vision kind of guy. It's going to be weird to see him do a rom-com. I don't know if he's got it in him to do it. I don't know. I think maybe Eggers has like one kind of film he can do. But I mean, as long as he's doing them well, I'm good with it. All right, what's next?
Well, there's a movie that comes out on our anniversary.
That's when it was time to move on to Disclosure Day. And they started that off with Coleman Domingo coming out and just basically introducing Steven Spielberg. First, they showed this big montage of Spielberg's films, which, by the way, how many did you say it was? 35. Disclosure Day is his 35th motion picture.
Insane.
And here's the thing. Like, they played Christopher Nolan's montage a little bit earlier. And you guys know how I feel about Denis Villeneuve, how I feel about Christopher Nolan and all these guys. But here's the thing. The reason why Christopher Nolan says, I cannot come out after Steven Spielberg, is because as much as I love my good Canadian kid, Denis Villeneuve, as much as I love the legend Christopher Nolan, Waterboys, total Waterboys, compared to the GOAT, to Steven Spielberg. And as they started going down the list of his films, because like with Christopher Nolan's, as great as they are, you see a lot of repeat movies they're going through because he only has so big of a filmography, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when they're doing Steven Spielberg, it's like the top 5 greatest movies from every decade for the last 5 decades.
Yeah.
And every kind of movie. And like, you're even forgetting some of the clips come up. You're like, oh my God, yeah, I even forgot he made that one. And I forgot he made that all-time great. Oh, and that
They use
all-time great.
Warhorse clips really well.
Oh my God. Which, by the way, might be, well, Amistad is his most underrated film. But I mean, Warhorse might be his second most underrated film. But anyway, so like, you're just going through this thing and you're realizing, yeah, there will never be another Steven Spielberg. Just there will never be another one. And he says, like, the only genre I haven't done is Western.
Westerns.
And then he confirmed, and that is my next one.
Right.
It's like he's checking off all the boxes of I'm going to be the greatest filmmaker in every single genre that's ever been done.
I would say this. This was interesting about this montage. Music drives montages.
Yeah.
This music was not, maybe you know what it was. I didn't know what it was. It wasn't like a compilation of John Williams music. I didn't know what piece of music they used. And I kind of felt it was ineffectual for the montage. And then the montage superseded
Yeah.
The music. And because I was waiting for the music to take me away.
That was like
and
Nolan's.
it didn't. And then the images alone, and by the end of that montage, I have to look over at you guys. I'm like, does anyone know? Like, I was weeping, and I didn't want anyone. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm looking over at Taylor. It was amazing. That montage was amazing.
It just it was its own emotional journey watching that montage. Like, you just, again, because you're talking about the guy who made Raiders. You're talking about the guy who made Jaws. You're talking about the guy who made E.T., the guy who made Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the guy who made like
Jurassic
Terminal.
Park, Schindler's List,
on and
Minority Report, War of the Worlds. I mean,
Lincoln.
That Lincoln shot they used when he's
Oh,
riding
it
up
was
on the
so
horse.
good. Oh, by the way, another one one of his films nobody talks about, and I'm freezing on the name of it. The one he does with Tom Hanks. Well, that could be a million. The one he does with Tom
Catch Me
Hanks.
if you can.
Well, there. No, that was. But yes, of
Bridge
course.
of Spies.
No, I was. But that's another one too.
The Terminal Ray.
No, but the one I was thinking of is the one where he's the true story of where he's the newspaper editor with Meryl Streep.
The paper.
No.
The Post.
The Post. That's what it was. That's a wicked movie. That's a really good movie, and that's one of the ones they never talk about.
No.
Like his films that you forget about are better than 99% of any director's best films in their career. It's
David used a
amazing.
great shot from Always, which people also forget.
Yep. So anyway, because it was Steven Spielberg, and of course, when he comes out on stage, nobody sits in their seats. Because Spielberg comes out, and it was instant. The entire 5,000 people in that place were on their feet and stayed on their feet for a while. I feel like you need to genuflect or something when Steven Spielberg comes in the room. But anyway, so he comes out, he receives the MPA, the Motion Picture Association. They literally created an award that's going to be given out one time.
One time.
Yeah.
This is it. And they said it's going to Steven Spielberg. So so the head of the MPA comes out, they present Steven Spielberg with this award. And then they do this really cool thing. Well, Corman Domingo comes out, and they haven't done this at CinemaCon, at least not in a long time. And they have two leather chairs on the stage, and Coleman Domingo and Steven Spielberg sit down and have like a 15-minute
Talk
conversation.
about the award, though, because I thought that was really important. You know,
Well, which part? Oh,
well,
would you grab me one of my Diet Pepsi?
well, the head of the MPAA, I keep saying AA, but the
I
head
know
of the
for
MPAA,
so long it was the MPAA,
and he
now it's
comes
the
out
MPA.
and he says, "Look, I mean," and they've given out awards before that aren't necessarily for filmmakers, but like you said, they made this award. It is the 250th birthday of America, and they gave it to him. And when he talked about, I forget his name, but when he talked about, he gave reasons for each film, whether it was politics, whether it was awe and wonder, whether it was history, whether it was, I mean, he gave a great summation of what Spielberg's done.
Yeah.
And said, this is why, and it was an American deal. He's like, this man represents, he does everything Americans love. American ingenuity, American history, American politics.
friend.
And he tied it to Americans' entire 250 year because he'd done Lincoln. And I have to say, it was moving. I was moved by that speech.
And then when to kind of surmise his speech, when he goes to the point of, there will never be another Spielberg. And he's right. There will be, someday, somehow in the world of hockey, there will be the next Wayne Gretzky. There will be the next Tom Brady. There will be the next Michael Jordan or LeBron James or whatever. There will never be another Steven Spielberg. And so, and by the way, and this is all before they even got to the movie.
And by the way, while he was giving the award, Spielberg was standing off to the side.
Yeah.
And anyone who gets accolades knows that's a difficult place to be because how do you respond? And we were looking at him. I was watching him. And, you know, I could tell that there was so many emotions going through his head. And he is such a class act.
Oh, yeah. He's
Such a class act.
So then they finally decide to talk about Disclosure Day. And they're pretty nebulous in their conversation about it, but then they show footage. And some of it we've seen, some glimpses, some shots in what they did in the presentation tonight, we've seen in a couple of the trailers. But a lot of it was totally new. And it actually gave us context for the first time to the movie. And
A lot.
my best guess is that the guy from Wake Up Dead Man and Emily Blunt, because Emily Blunt, of course, they're in the trailer, sure go, all that kind of stuff, right? And then, but what's not in the trailers, then it cuts to like this government agency saying, "Have you pulled the old audio records?" And
Oh my God.
Yes,
that
sir.
freaked me out.
and
I'm
it's
like,
a match.
Yeah.
Like these 30-year-old audio recordings of something, and then Emily Blunt's on TV going, and it's like, did we compare it? And yes, sir, it's a match. It's like, what the hell's going on? And then my best guess here's my best guess, is that Wake Up Dead Man Boy and Emily Blunt,
Josh O'Connor is what people.
Josh O'Connor, thank you, that's his name. He will forever be Wake Up Dead Man Boy. So they were either siblings or two children around the same age that were abducted by aliens. And now it's something in them is now manifesting or something along those lines. Again, I don't know, but that's kind of my best piece of it. But this looked like it works as a thriller. It looks like it works as a mystery. It looks like it definitely works as an action film. There was way more action in it than I was expecting to see.
yeah.
So this, I don't think this is going to be a $1 billion film, but I am getting quite excited about watching it myself.
Okay. There's a shot in this movie with
Yep.
an American Air Force jet fighter in the sky approaching a gigantic triangular, let's call it a UAV, whatever you want to call it.
UAP.
UAP. I mean, it was awesome. And there's the ending shot was they have these reindeer or whatever, the deer, and you have a singular shot where you're looking at this deer, the camera comes around.
It zooms in
And
on
it-
the eye.
it
It zooms
turns
in on the
in-
deer's eye.
It turns into a gray alien. And you do see aliens in this, you know what, Lonely Island. I'm just saying.
I thought it looked great. I really do.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, Anne, you saw the
Yes.
footage, all the stuff they showed us for Disclosure Day. What did you think?
I don't think you know this about me, which is crazy. 'cause
You were
we-
abducted by aliens.
No,
Okay.
I do. I would always think like maybe I would be the one that they would abduct because I would always look in the sky when I was a kid. But I am a bit of a like alien like conspiracy theorist person, and
That's why I like you.
I think the trailer made me think that Spielberg knows more about what is actually true.
He flat out said it.
He did.
He flat out said it tonight.
And he's put it in this movie. Like I really believe
He did
like
say this movie is
he
going to
has-
answer a lot of questions
Yeah.
and raise some more for you.
yeah,
There's more
I
questions,
think
yeah.
he has been disclosed to things that are probably real around this genre and what's happening with extraterrestrials. So I think I'm excited. The trailer was really good. It was really, really good.
I am not a UFO guy. Now, don't get me wrong on that. I absolutely believe in the vastness of the galaxy. There is life out there, maybe even civilizations. Like 100%, I believe that. 100%, I believe that. But I remember I was at this conference once where like these leading science guys were all. The basic thing was here's why aliens have never been here, and they talk about what level of scientific advancement you would need to be at as a civilization to literally make a 17,000 light year mile journey. And they went through all the stuff about how that's actually not thermodynamically possible and all this kind of stuff. But this was the big thing for me. This one guy goes, let's move away from the science for a second, he says. And he goes, let's say they did. Let's say they have a level of science that is so far beyond our
brains.
our brains to even remotely comprehend. Whoopsie, they spotted us. He says, you don't think that a civilization that is that advanced, we're not talking a century beyond us, we're talking millennia beyond us, that, oh no, we didn't realize if we flew beside this plane, they'd see us through their window, and all that. And so that's always kind of been for me why I've kind of more sided on the science side of it.
Former President Obama was interviewed, and they asked him if aliens are real, and he did say there is stuff, there is information. We have it.
Look, I would say this.
This movie is going to make you have this conversation.
Yeah, we by the way, John, we are looking at exoplanets, and all we know about exoplanets are what is in the atmosphere. That's all we can do in terms of how we can decide whether there might be life there. We don't know. We can't see if there's technology. We can only look at the atmosphere as it relates to what we can see. I would say that other people, other intelligences would look at the same way. They could see in our environment, our atmosphere isn't quite pure.
They're like, ooh, they're really.
They're like, we're looking for oxygen, nitrogen, and somebody's like, well, here's an atmosphere that looks a little compromised. That means there's life. And the interesting thing to me about all of this is if you look at people like Bob Lazar, who's been on Rogan, he says that what they found is archaeological, which means they might have found something that's thousands of years old. So, I'm
listen,
Fox Mulder, man. I want to believe.
Oh, I get that. And listen, like I said, as somebody who does believe there is life out there somewhere, it's going to be a topic of conversation that will as Steven Spielberg will always fascinate us in our movies.
Absolutely.
And continues to fascinate us now. But we do need to move on here.
But do you think he can make you believe?
No. I'll always. I will always take the word of scientists over everything else. Of course. But that does not mean that things are impossible, right? So that's why it's been for so long a topic of our movies
that trailer
and television.
was a banger, dude.
It was a banger trailer.
There are grays. There are
such a good
jets.
trailer.
It tells so much more than what I think we've seen so far.
much more.
You didn't get to say how you felt about it, but
I mean, I was pretty hyped. I mean, I was pretty hyped going into it from what I knew. The same scene that Rob referenced earlier, when it zooms in on the pupil of the deer and then it slowly pans and the deer is now the gray alien. I was just like, I was floored. This does feel like more like a thriller, like Campea said. There's some sort of relationship here between these two main characters, and they are onto something that they should not be onto. And there's some sort of secret shadow organization that's desperately trying to shut this down, and they're desperately trying to get the truth.
You know what the best moment of the trailer is? When the footage of Emily Blunt making the sounds on television, and then it cuts to
Josh O'Connor.
Wake Up Dead Man Boy, Josh O'Connor, and he's got these scientific formulas down on paper. He goes, when she's speaking, all I hear is this. That was like
so good.
That was just such a good
he's
moment.
Holding up the translation on paper.
Well, no, it wasn't a translation. It was all mathematical formulas.
Yeah. It was math. Yeah.
It's like, what? What does that mean? Like, I'm just excited for the movie now.
If Josh O'Connor has a social media handle, Instagram, and changes his handle to Wake Up Dead Man Boy, this is going to be hilarious.
All right. So anyway, that was Disclosure Day. I thought it looks fantastic. I can't wait to see this thing. All right. What happened after that?
Well, nothing, because you can't follow Steven Spielberg with
Actually,
anything.
that's really, so that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Because nothing can come after Steven Spielberg.
Correct.
Because it's folly. So that was the end of the Universal panel. It was a solid job.
Yeah.
Solid job. Again, not the presentation the Warner Brothers put on, but I mean, you start with Snoop Dogg.
Nolan, you end with Spielberg.
You bring out Nolan and Spielberg. That's a pretty good panel.
You know what? It was more of an academic. It was more of a
yes, it really was.
You know, like you pointed out earlier, you said Warner Brothers put on a show. Universal put on more of a lecture.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was a bad thing.
No, it's very distinct for what it did. But again, like any panel that has both Christopher Nolan and Steven Spielberg and Snoop Dogg then that's going to be a memorable day. That's a memorable day. All right. So that was the Universal stuff.
Yeah.
Then tonight, we moved on to the Amazon MGM panel. Couple of questions started to float. One, some whispers started going around CinemaCon that Amazon MGM might just show us the entire movie of Masters of the Universe. And if you want to pick up what you've got there, when you walk in to the, when you first walk in,
We have the power.
when you walked into the theater tonight, they handed out everybody got one of these swords, and that certainly let you think maybe they might just show this thing, but they did not.
You know what? My sword.
Oh,
The dude.
may thy
May thy
knife
chip
and
and shatter.
He's not Al-Shaib.
So that, now the second question going in, and I literally had somebody ask me just before the thing started, but I've had questions, people ask me this all week, is are they going to announce who the new James Bond is? Now, my response tonight and for last few weeks is, while it has happened, CinemaCon is not the place they make casting announcements.
Right. Yeah.
So, no, I don't believe. And not to mention, Denis Villeneuve is laser focused on Dune 3 right now and getting that done. So I'm not expecting them to do that. And sure enough, when one of the execs from Amazon MGM came out, she said, now I know a lot of you are wondering about if we're going to tell you who's playing the new James Bond.
No.
No, don't get excited. We're not. We're focused on other things right now. So we didn't get the Masters of the Universe full screening, although we did get a presentation. And we did not get an announcement about who was going to be the new James Bond. That being said, pretty good presentation tonight from Amazon MGM.
So good.
So Anne, walk us through it. What did we start with?
Well, they had this grand piano set up, and
Oh, that's right.
brought out John Baptiste. For those that are not knowing who that is, he's very famous in terms of being a pianist.
And a composer.
And
He
a
put out a
composer.
classical album recently that was a banger.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
What's this documentary? American Symphony or something?
Yeah,
Or-
I think so. On Netflix, with the
Yeah.
talks about his
Beautiful.
wife having a
Yeah.
cancer, and
He was Stephen Colbert's music director for a while.
Yeah,
Just so
for a long
talented.
time.
Yeah.
so I guess he is doing the soundtrack for
Yeah, he
Thomas Crown
composed
Affair.
the new Michael B. Jordan Thomas Crown Affair. So he came out and played this piece from it, which was amazing. Like as a guy who plays a little bit of piano, I really appreciate people who actually really know how to play piano. And
Oh
like
my
he's
God.
playing this thing and it was amazing. So then he finishes, he doesn't say anything. He gets up, walks off stage, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, Academy Award winner Michael B. Jordan, which was the loudest female pop of the evening, including my
Especially
wife.
the loudest female pop from the woman sitting directly next to you, Campea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I leaned into Campea. I was like, Campea, that was a pretty loud reaction.
Yeah.
from
Use
your
pop
wife.
euphemistically.
It was if the only thing that would have gotten a bigger pop from the audience or from this one is if the last name had been Jonas. That probably would have been it. So anyway, Michael B. Jordan
B.
comes out
Jonas.
to talk about Thomas Crown Affair. And you know, I like the 90s Pierce Brosnan
I
Thomas
love
Crown
it.
Affair.
John McTiernan directed.
That's right.
Die Hard.
I like that movie a lot. So anyway, so he's doing his own version of it. And you know what? It's pretty damn good. You know who I didn't know? I didn't know Audrey Arjona was
yeah,
in it.
yeah.
Sure.
Of course, who was Max. And when Michael B. Jordan called her out, he said, the newest member of DC, because of course they just announced she's going to be Maxima in Superman Man of
That
Tomorrow.
trailer, though, or whatever they showed, was incredible.
That presentation was great.
Oh.
It sold me on the movie. This is the first footage we've ever seen from it. I don't know, was it for like 5 minutes or whatever, but it was fantastic.
And by the way, Michael B. Jordan, also called out both versions, McTiernan's version, and he brought up the original Steve McQueen
Yep.
version. And I thought that was really cool.
And
It showed-
what he tried to take from each one
yeah,
of those.
and I loved him delving into cinema's history. You know what? He's the real deal, dude. He's always been the real deal. He's the real
yeah.
deal.
And listen, so the basic gist of it for those, and I'm sure there's a lot of you who don't know what basically is Tom's Crown Affair. So in this one, at any rate, Michael B. Jordan is a billionaire, but he's also an art thief. But he steals with calculated purpose. There are specific people he targets, but so he's a billionaire already, but he likes to break in and steal art. And along the lines, of those of you who will know her from Andor, Audria comes in, and I guess she was a federal agent that was on the trail
Which
of
is
him.
right out of the first film.
Yeah, but then becomes an ally of his and whatever. And the great Kenneth Branagh is going to be the foil in this, which again, it's Kenneth Branagh. So this thing looks like it's got great intrigue, a thinking man's kind of action flick at the same time, good solid romance story probably in there too. This just looks like a good movie. So I was sold. This is the first stuff I've seen of it. What do you think about it?
Very stylish, very cool. I do remember because Michael B. Jordan referenced seeing the Pierce Brosnan version, I guess when he was 12 or something.
Yeah, he did.
Like
He
in the
talked about
90s. He's just like, when I saw it. And then everyone's so like, but then I waited. I waited until I was older to like really appreciate some of the more adult aspects of the Thomas Crown Affair. But I had a similar appreciation for that Pierce Brosnan version when I was growing up. And this idea of like, a billionaire, like cat burglar, art burglar,
Right.
But the suave, the confidence, the I don't know, the presence that Michael B. Jordan just like his aura naturally generates meshes so well with what the character of Thomas Crown could be, that this seems like a beautiful modernization of like what that story could be in 2027 or whatever.
Totally.
What do you think?
Well, what's great about those films is they represent the time in which they were made. Like the first
They
film,
really do. Yeah,
the
that's
first
a good
film was
point.
considered like this groundbreaking. I mean, Martin Jewison directed the first film. They had split screen photography. They did all this really cool mod stuff because it was the late 60s. And then you have the late 90s. You know, John McTiernan. You had Renee Russo as a love interest. Smart, funny. She's like right on what Pierce Brosnan's doing. Really great stuff. And this film looks like an evolution of that. It looks like these films are very much a product of their times. And the first one was 69, and then we saw one in 99.
Yeah, it was 99.
And then
Pierce
now it's
Brosnan
going to
one.
be 2027, close to 2029. I can't wait. I mean, it speaks to our day now. It looks great.
There's a great line in it where he's sitting down with Kenneth Branagh, and like Kenneth Branagh just says, "I will continue to buy and sell men like you."
Right.
And then it
You haven't
cuts
met
him.
men like
You don't know men like me. You have met a man like
So
me.
good.
Yeah, such a good line. So, yeah, Mark. And now it's not coming out for a while. It's not coming out until 2027.
March 2027.
March, so we'll be out before the next CinemaCon. But it is now on my radar, and
But it's
I'm
close
stoked
to
to see
being
it.
20 years later from the
Yeah,
last version,
close.
which was 20 years later from that.
All right, what was the next one?
I forget
30
which
years.
executive they bring out, but they do confirm or affirm the 15 films a year that they are planning
Right,
to.
by 2028, is that what they said? By 2028, they want to be so like. So here's the cool
Was
thing.
this when they brought out Courtney Valenti?
I
No, I think it was the
Don't-
dude.
yeah, it was the
guy,
guy.
their main host guy for the night. I forget what his name was or what his role
I
at
do
Amazon
too.
is. But you know, when they did their first presentation last year, Amazon said, "Listen, this isn't just a hobby for us here. We are dead serious about being in the movie business." And to double down on that, he said this last year, we commit that by like 2027, 2028, 2029, something like that, we will be putting out 15 theatrical films a year.
Right.
And he said, because unlike some of our other competitors, he was saying Netflix without saying Netflix. He goes, this isn't a test for us. This isn't an exploratory thing for us. We're in. We are dead serious about this. We are going to make this work. And one of the other executives mentioned something really smart. She said, as an Amazon company, we have an infrastructure that we can promote our films better than any of our competitors. We can use our Audible platform. We can use our Twitch platform. We can use IMDb. We can use this. We have this infrastructure to promote these films, to drive these films, which is exactly what movie theater owners want to hear. Movie theater owners want to not just hear that you're making great movies, but you're going to put
marketing it?
how you're marketing these films is huge, hugely important to the movie theaters. And I just really loved that. And it's funny because that's the sort of tone when people were doubting Amazon would be serious about this, and Amazon would actually really get into the movie things. And the criticisms they were getting was Amazon's just doing this they want to kill theaters so everything can go on Amazon Prime.
Right.
They're proving all those doubters wrong because their film slate is increased this year, and it's going to be even higher next year. And he says we are ahead of pace to be at 15 films a year. And that's why, Rob, when we would have the discussions when Netflix was still in the run to get Warner Brothers, like a lot of people, it was the same things. Netflix doesn't really serious. Guys, Netflix was serious about it. Apple is more and more serious about it. Netflix is getting more and more serious about it. And I just thought that's part of the reason why I have a lot of respect for what Amazon is doing right now.
100%. And we saw last year they made the same commitment.
Yep.
And look, we've seen Crime 101. We saw Mercy. I didn't love Mercy. It's not great. But they have put out a theatrical feature for 4 months in 2026.
Yeah.
And I think what their slate, I mean, I can't wait to see Is God Is. It looks great. And then everything they have coming out looks terrific too.
Oh, by the way,
made a real commitment.
Yeah, and by the way, to further that point, they appropriately, because CinemaCon is about what movies are coming, not what movies have already come out. But it is completely understandable, given that last year was their first year at CinemaCon, that they took a big victory lap over Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Yay.
And Lord and Miller and
Amazing,
Ryan
amazing.
Gosling came out and they talked about all the numbers and like how this has been just off the charts for them. And they had Rocky come on screen and
And they extended the theater time.
oh yeah, Ryan Gosling announced that they've decided to extend the theatrical window for Project Hail Mary because it's still like number 2 at the box office. So that was really good too. They spent a bunch of time talking about the success of Project Hail Mary, which
I would.
they
By the way,
deserve to.
Ryan Gosling didn't have to do that.
No.
Oh.
He came out. I thought that was really baller.
Yeah, the
of him.
movie's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Truly.
look, he's a producer. It was him who bought the galley.
Yeah.
He read the book before it even come out. He was the first prime mover of the whole thing.
I see one of our viewers is writing in amaze. Should point out that the Amazon executive running the night had a big amaze button on his
Oh, yeah,
jacket.
as he
It's
should.
just all amaze. Anyway, so I'm sorry. Okay, so what was next?
Masters of the Universe,
Right.
December.
Then they went into Masters of the Universe. So awkward. They brought out Travis Knight, who Travis Knight knows how to talk in front of an audience.
Yeah, he's great.
He totally does. And so Travis Knight comes out. Of course, he's the director of the amazing Kubo and the Two Strings, and he by far the best live action Transformers movie, Bumblebee. He's great. And he's the reason I have any faith in this movie. But they also brought out Phil Galzamatan. What's his name? I think it's Phil Galzamatan. Nikki Galzantine.
It's the dude that's in another Amazon movie that we saw later.
Right, the sheep detective. But Nicholas Galzantine?
Yes. Galzantine, whatever. Galentine's
Day. Nick, that's right. Nicholas Galentine's Day. That's who he is to me. So they bring out.
God.
They bring
These
him
poor
out.
actors.
They bring him out.
It's like hearing your mom talk about something she heard about. Like, so
bad.
Something I saw on Facebook.
What movie are you talking about?
So they bring out him and Riverdale Girl, who I forget. Camilla.
Any chocolate.
What's her name?
Chocolate.
What's her name again? Camilla Mendez. That's good. Is that it? I don't know. I can't remember. But the girl's playing Tila. And you remember the other day we were talking about Millie Alcock, who I think is a terrific actress.
Yeah.
But she's not great
Great
on
on
stage in front of an audience, right? That is Nick G-Spot. That is Nicholas Galentine's Day. Not great in front of an audience. Doesn't have that Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Ryan Gosling charisma. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that Snoop Dogg.
Charisma.
He doesn't have that Snoop Dogg-ism in him. So whenever he was talking on stage,
Wow.
he was a little bit awkward. I thought it came across as a bit awkward, to be honest with you. Now, again, the director, great. Whenever he was speaking and saying lines, great. And that's fine. That takes nothing away from the movie. It's just kind of a thing to point out that the presentation of it was a bit awkward. And then they showed a whole ton of footage. And I gotta say, look, the last trailer diminished a bit of my enthusiasm for it. Because, look, I'm sorry, guys, but the last trailer was not all that good.
No.
Which is crazy because, like, almost all of our audience thought the trailer was great. Great. I'm thrilled a lot of people liked it. I did not find the trailer to be all that good. And I've been excited for this movie. I've been the one waving the banner ever since last
You have the
CinemaCon.
power, John.
Yes, saying, guys, don't undersell this Masters of the Universe movie, but I didn't like the trailer that much. But whatever enthusiasm I lost as a result of the last trailer, this package they showed us tonight, this sizzle, this 5, 6, 7 minutes, whatever it was, totally got it back.
Oh.
It totally got it back for me.
We-
I loved what we saw.
We haven't talked about
How
it.
good did Beastman look?
Dude, we haven't talked about it. It was dope, dude.
It was good.
I was too old. You know, I have no connection to the animated series. It was so good. I loved it.
Yeah, I did too. I think Skeletor looks and sounds great. I thought like there's a big Tila versus Beastman action sequence that I thought looked wonderful.
Yeah.
Again, look, there's still a couple of things they're going to need to sell me on, and that's fine. Like, I'll give the movie room to do that when the movie itself comes out. But there's a great gag in there. What was the name of the character, the He-Man character with the extended neck? Guys in the live chat, the guy who could extend his
Neckamek.
or Mecha Neck,
Mechaneck, yeah.
something like that. Guys,
Mechaneck.
yeah. So if anybody in the live chat knows, which there's just a great.
It was great.
Great little gag with him, Mechaneck. It is Mechaneck. That was a great little gag with him that was really, really good. And there's this bigger battle sequence where just very quickly out of the side of your eye, you're catching these characters that you probably played with their toys. That are just there in this battle sequence. There's a really good fight sequence with He-Man. Yeah, like, look, do I think this looks like it could be one of the best films of the year? No. But do I think it looks like something that we can legit get kind of excited about a good time at the movies? I'm back on that train. Yeah, I'm back
me
on that
too.
now. And what did you think of it?
It's like Mortal Kombat, like the Mortal Kombat footage we saw. Like it's. I
You are not as sold on it as I am.
I just haven't liked the
from someone who
footage.
clearly did not have a lot of He-Man action figures. in
No,
her
That's
childhood.
true.
It was my siblings' era. Like they're a little bit older than me. They had the Castle Grayskull. They had like this is my brother and sister. They will probably eat this up. For me, I haven't really been excited about it. But I will say this is better
Haven't sold
footage
on it yet.
than what I've seen to get excited about it. And look, what's the main guy's name that you just called him?
Nikki G-Spot.
Prince Adam.
He doesn't really have to have charisma. I mean, a guy that looks like that, you don't really need
Okay.
to have any charisma.
Here's the thing. Here's what I thought, that we're all comparing and contrasting to something a toy franchise.
Yeah.
And I think they're fighting against what it is, because they're trying to make a gigantic fantasy epic that appeals to everybody.
The 4-quadrant film.
Yeah, and yet it's still a toy franchise.
Yes, it very
So
very much
I
is.
think marketing they're struggling. But like you pointed out, I thought what we saw tonight was pretty dope. I'm like, it was the first time I felt that I was seeing a fantasy science fiction battle of wills between good and evil. Like they were. It's like, okay, we know it's a toy franchise, but we've tried to make something great. it was the most Travis Knight material I've
It was
seen.
very Travis Knight. Yep,
Right?
that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
Right?
totally Travis. What did you take away from it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think?
So it's difficult.
You seem obsessed with that phallic sword, like you haven't been able to stop kind of
I have
caressing
been
it.
fighting people with it.
It hurts.
And
I'm not kidding. We're walking
It
from.
freaking hurts.
We're walking back to our hotel. This asshole's walking behind me and just constantly hitting me with the
It's not
sword.
soft.
And it's not
soft either.
foam. It's a plastic.
hurts.
It hurts. He's like, "Nah, nah, nah."
And as I was walking back here to do the show, a guy looks at me and goes, "What is that sword? Is that that's He-Man's sword?" And I said, "It is." He goes, "It's my birthday tonight, He-Man." And I gave it to him. I said, "You take my sword. You know why? Because you
have the power.
have the power." His girlfriend's like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing." I'm like, "Nah, not really, but if you have a good time, great."
We actually have, by the way, we have about 6 of these swords.
Yes.
And pursuant to a suggestion that Soul made, we're going to give away some of these swords to some of our audience. These swords that were given away at CinemaCon, we're going to, how we're going to give them away and what our mechanism is going to be for determining who gets them, I haven't decided that yet. But once we get home, we'll
I
figure
will
out.
ship these anywhere in the world once Campea decides.
Wow. Okay.
But we are going to send out some of these ones that were given out at CinemaCon, where Nikki G Spot on stage was there, and we'll get these things shipped out to you. Okay.
So what I was gonna say prior to the sword, rant.
So good.
You ate my. I've been saving these
She gave them to me.
all week. He's been sitting over there. I've been saving these to have these.
She gave them to
Yeah,
me.
it's chocolate. I just put it down.
I'm so sad.
I have some in my room.
By the way-
I will give you mine.
By the way,
Please, I'm
can I
so
just
sad.
stop and say those are fucking
They're
great?
so. Yeah, thank you for letting me know how
When we
great they
checked
are.
into these rooms, there was some chocolates on the table left by.
But they're like my
down.
favorite chocolates.
Blame me.
Anyway.
It's a very
can't say
small
anymore.
box of chocolate that was left by house.
Oh, sorry. Let's get back to Masters of the Universe, shall we?
I just love that Anne was looking out for me. I said, "Give me some chocolate."
Okay, so what I was about to say is that I have very rose-colored glasses right now. This being my first CinemaCon, and everything I'm seeing, I'm like so hyped and like so on board.
But
and,
this
like,
is a great CinemaCon.
yeah,
You're getting
okay.
good stuff.
That being said, so I saw the He-Man trailer and I was like, that looks fun. Like I had some of the action figures growing up. I remember my Battle Cat especially was like one of my prized toys was my Battle Cat. And so there is a very direct nostalgia play that's plugging at my heartstrings. The footage that we saw today made it a theatrical necessity to me.
Wow,
Like it was
okay.
just like I'm not waiting for streaming here. Like there's something that it could be so dumb and so fun, like Campy was saying, this is not a best picture play. But if they can ratchet up the fun piece of this in the right way, it is a great adult escapism, like
Totally agree.
nostalgia. Like if I see He-Man on Battle Cat, like just like flying through the air.
We
like
haven't seen that in anything yet.
Like a Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah,
like Led
dude.
Zeppelin moment. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my god, that would be so cool. So yeah, I gotta say, it's the last trailer did not impress me, but this got me back on board. It really did. Again, I don't know if the movie's going to be complete trash
Right.
or if it's going to be fantastic, but they're doing the right things to get us excited about it, and I really hope this is one of those things that I hope they put online for everybody to see. I
agree.
really hope they do. So.
By the way, before we jump to the next thing, a lot of people have been asking questions, Campy, about.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, look. Anne, by far, her favorite part of CinemaCon is not when she bumps into Martin Scorsese, which she did. It's not whatever else stuff goes on. It is the trade show floor.
It's the best.
You have to, guys, listen to me. It is like going through the doors of Willy Wonka's chocolate
Yes.
factory. The trade show floor of CinemaCon is all about food
Concessions.
and snacks and concessions and seats.
Yes.
Lot of theater seating companies. It's so when you walk in, let me paint this picture for you.
Smell.
Yeah.
Oh, the moment you walk in the door and you smell, I remember all of us, including Cody, we walked through the door and all like stopped and looked at each other like, it's like we're in heaven.
It's
The
airborne
smell,
cocaine.
oh my God, it smells so good. And the very first thing I see when I walk through the door is this giant freezer chest filled with all these ice creams and the lady going, take as many as you'd like. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And she, take however many you'd like. I'm like, yes. And then I take one more step and there's a dude who's from a company that makes specific types of gourmet hot dogs for movie theaters. Would you like this big, delicious hot dog? Yes, I would. And then over here is the Nerds company.
Yeah, my favorite.
With like, oh, would you like 7 boxes of these Nerds?
Yeah.
Yes, we would. So Anne quickly understood that we need a bag. We need a big bag. And so like Anne is just walking around, thank you, taking all the stuff and all the food. And they even had like braised short rib mac and cheese.
Crazy.
Here
what
you
they're
go
doing
with
cinema food.
with soda and lemonades and drink concession machines all over the place. Just you go and drink, take whatever you want, all this kind of stuff. Now, I tell you all that. We go down there several times a day. And
yeah.
and it's amazing. So
It's a little embarrassing how many times
Now-
you've been down there.
there's also a bunch of the companies that make the collectible popcorn buckets. And one of them, would you hold this for me and just point it towards me a bit? One of the things we came across was this Mortal Kombat. Well, let me see, where is it? There it is. Mortal Kombat collectible button with the Shao Kahn head on it.
Bruh.
And we were just like, are these just free?
We're not 100% sure we were allowed
No, we
to take
found out
it.
later. I did find out later, yeah. Like,
took
they just had them stacked on the floor. It's like, are these just, they're just free, just grab them. And so we're like, okay. And so we just grabbed this in theaters $50 bucket.
That's pretty dope,
Now,
though.
I don't know if it fits on my head. I'm pretty
It's
sure
on
it does.
mine.
This is the thumbnail for later. Clip this for the thumbnail.
Say something so the
All right,
camera
so
goes.
okay, there we are. Now I'm here. Shao John. It is I, Shao John. Oh, let me see if I can. Hold on a second.
It's so late. This is what happens when
There we go. Shao John is coming for you. Ah, curse you.
Welcome to the Campea household
Curse you,
all the
Luke.
time.
So yeah, they're just and listen, guys. This isn't even the half of it of what they were giving out.
It
to
was
all
funny because they were, again, at the first CinemaCon, they were explaining
Thank
the
you,
floor
baby.
to me. And I was like, wait, so I was trying to make a joke at the time where I was like, so is this like the latest and greatest hot dog technology? Like, what are they gonna what are they gonna show there? And then I go on the floor and I'm like, oh no, this is the latest and greatest hot dog technology.
Yes.
And candy and ice cream
Yes.
and mac and cheese and sliders and seats.
Well, speaking of ice cream, you and I experienced something wondrous.
And Anne now has too, because we went back down.
Oh, you did yourself.
It's
Guys,
incredible.
guys.
Have you had it? Yeah.
No, he hasn't had it yet.
We have to go
Okay.
tomorrow. Oh,
Now,
no.
first of all, you guys know I'm a big ice cream guy. Like that's my vice. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do
I have a
anything
full-time
fun.
What do you do?
But I do like my ice cream. And so anyway, and I really like soft ice cream, but a lot of times soft serve ice cream is a pain in the ass. You got to get it out of a machine that sometimes will work, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll be crystally and then you got to get it on a cone, whatever. So what this guy did, and do I have?
By the way, we're not done with the Amazon panel.
Yeah, we're not done with the
Sorry.
Amazon.
We're in the middle of it.
You
We're in
guys,
the
there's
middle of
still
it.
a lot more movies we're
But
going to
it's
talk
called
about.
CVT ice cream.
Oh my
okay?
God.
He's so happy. Right?
Now, what it basically is, you ever
Poor
get
guy's
those?
gonna get a lot of emails now.
You ever get those squeeze juice
Go-Gurt?
bags?
Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurts, squeeze juice bags. There's like in this pouch, and you got a little nozzle on the top, and you can like squeeze whatever, whether it's Go-Gurt or whatever in it.
There's a picture.
What he did was he mastered the formula of making soft serve ice cream that is pure creamy. None of that ice crystallization or anything, just pure creamy. And it goes into one of these pouches. And it is like the ultimate ice cream delivery technology. And Rob and I are just walking around just
Dude, I have to say, what I was doing to that container was going to get me arrested.
it was.
This is not sponsored, by the way. This
No,
not
it
a
is not sponsored by them at all. So I took Ann down there to them, like,
But
you
the
gotta
ice-
try this.
The ice cream itself was great.
It
the
was
flavor,
so delicious.
and we got the
So
chocolate
good.
vanilla swirl. It was so
Campea's
good.
number one problem with it was solved today. Because your number one problem when you tasted it the
so
first time.
here the only problem I had with it, walking around with it yesterday, was your hand is going to get frostbite because it's so
It was
cold.
really cold.
So when Ann and I went back there today, because I wanted to go talk to the owner of this place and ask him why the hell this is not in every single movie theater across America right now.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted Ann to try it, and Ann tried it and loved it.
Yes.
But as we were walking away, the guy said, "Oh, take one of these." They actually made
A koozie.
a koozie specifically for these things so your hand doesn't get cold as you're beating your ice cream meat. It is so good. It is so good. Beat that ice cream meat to get the delicious creamy treat. So anyway, it was so delicious.
She just came up with her jingle.
Beat your ice cream meat to get the creamy treat. I put it on all the park. There you go.
Mouth.
CVT, you've got your marketing campaign.
Stop doxing the sports CEO.
So,
But I will say this. Look, you're absolutely right. You and I, like, at first, I mean,
we should probably get back to Amazon here.
hey, you know what? It's CinemaCon.
It's
Movies are
CinemaCon,
not-
damn it.
They're just one
CinemaCon.
component. It's
Well,
okay to talk
that's
about.
what, that's
1
what people forget.
Yeah.
It's you have the theatrical side and the presentation, but you also have the industry side, which is these are how these people make money. This is
That-
very
And here's the
important to
thing:
exhibitors.
if
Way
this
to
were
tie
at
it
my
back.
local theater, the Harkins Theater or the Regal Irvine Spectrum, wouldn't you buy that ice cream?
I was telling Ann today, as much as we complain about concession price, stuff like that, if I saw that ice and it had an $8 price tag on it, I would not hesitate to buy it.
I agree.
Every day.
I agree.
It was so good. Anyway, okay.
It was
so,
really good.
Off of the trade
so anyway,
floor.
tomorrow I am going to try to interview the owner of this place.
How much he loves
I mean, this should be in every movie
Campea is
theater in
gonna
America.
Campea is going to be the number one investor.
Bro, I just want to watch you interview. The enthusiasm would fly.
He loves it so
It's
much.
really good.
Spielberg would like you to interview him. I'm busy talking to the CVT ice cream guy.
This is going to
Anyway.
be like 50 Cent and Vitamin Water, where like Campea is going to be on the ground floor of the soft serve technology company.
people like to buy water.
All right, so let's keep going here with Amazon's
Yes.
panel. Which movie did we just talk about?
We just spoke about Masters
Masters of the Universe. We liked it.
We literally have
excited.
gotten through like 2 movies. All right, the next one, The Beekeeper 2 with Jason Statham.
Okay,
January 2020.
so you have to understand, I have a massive soft spot and always will in my heart for Jason Statham. Back in the day when I was doing my very first thing, the movie blog, Jason Statham was the very first celebrity to ever do kind of an interview with me.
No.
And it was
it for Crank or something?
It was for Crank. And so I will always be like a big Jason Statham fan. And I am a big Jason Statham fan. Now, in the last 5, 6, 7 years, Jason has basically, other than giant megalodon shark movies, has kind of made his bread and butter on these low-key, fly under the radar, kind of direct-to-video action films, right?
Action revenge.
Yeah. And they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
But it's great because when it's good, why not do it the same? But one of those was Beekeeper. And that kind of became a surprise hit. And so they're doing a Beekeeper 2. And they show, first of all, Jason Statham comes on screen to explain like why they're doing it for CinemaCon and all this kind of stuff. And all I can say is it is one of the most bonkers trailers I have ever seen. It is nothing but action, 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 kill, kill, kill. There
And
is
bees.
and
and bees and a lot of bees.
in the middle of it, there is a he needs to heal and recharge himself moment. And the way the beekeeper heals and recharges himself, you will not be able to picture in 1,000 years.
It's just now there's a shot, and I will tell you because it's going to be in the trailer when they drop the trailer. There's a shot. First of all, there's 1,000 shots of Jason Statham very creatively killing people. But there's this one guy who's coming after him with a flamethrower. Jason Statham gets him knocked down, grabs his flamethrower, shoves it in the guy's mouth, and then pulls the trigger on the flamethrower.
Now, you would think there's not enough oxygen in the man's skull to necessitate the flame that would then precipitate from the end of it. That's not a problem.
It's fantastic.
And all this guy's head just lights up like a jack-o'-lantern and flames coming out of his eyes and ears. It's like this is one of the craziest things. And it's also pretty cool because it looks like Edge is in it.
Oh yeah,
And it looks like Jason Statham and Edge are going to have a big fight in it. So that's pretty cool too. So yeah, sign me up. It looked like fun. I don't know. What do you think?
I think Amazon knows their audience. I mean, look, the Beekeeper made money. And I think that if you're going to do it, this is like the Terminator 2 Judgment Day of Beekeeper movies. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a time travel element in it. Like the Beekeeper stopped the apocalypse from happening, and oh my God, look, I don't care. It looked great to me.
It looks so great.
It looks so great to me. I'm like, I'm in 100%.
What do you think, baby?
It looks fun. I mean, you could call it Beekeeper, you could call it whatever. I think Statham, he knows what his niche genre.
He knows his lane. He knows his lane.
And he's like in there and he's doing these movies. My one question, because I did not see Beekeeper like the first one, is does he control the bees? Because in this, that's a legitimate question. Because in the trailer, it looked like he like
Is
unleashed
he
them.
the Aquaman of the bees?
Oh my God.
That's a real question.
Great
No,
question.
if you haven't seen the first one, that's a totally fair question. No, he does not.
Oh.
He does
In
not
the
control the
first
bees.
one, he doesn't, Campea. In
But
the first
Mike
one,
in the
Bless
second
you
one.
for asking.
I
It
will
really
say,
looks like he does.
so the first
By the way, it's a better movie if you did.
The first Beekeeper I went to because it had the energy, and this is a throwback, but in college there was a sci-fi movie called The Core. Does anyone remember The Core?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yep.
And with the premise being like the Earth's core has stopped and it's like precipitating
Stopped
natural-
rotating.
Could happen.
Yeah.
Could
stopped
happen.
rotating. So we have to like it's almost like Armageddon but reverse. Like drill in, set up some nukes in the Earth to get the core spinning again so we come back to life. But such a bizarre, weird concept.
One
that
never knows.
Me and my friends from college decided this is what we're going to camp out for. We camped out to go
For the
to
Core?
For the Core. Because,
kidding me?
Yeah, no, 100% true.
By the way, you know who else is in that? Academy Award nominee Delroy Lindo was in The Core. Remember that? Anyway,
So when the Beekeeper came out, like it had core energy for me in terms of like what the F is going on with Statham in this beekeeper. He's a beekeeper, but like he's also John Wick, but he's also a beekeeper. But
Wow.
what's happening here? The footage for Beekeeper 2 has me so hyped. I can't begin to appreciate. I hope he controls bees now. I don't know. It's an open question now if he's gained that skill. Like
So I just have to say, I give it up to you because I call it watching movies at scale.
yeah.
Like you're not looking for Gone with the Wind. You're
No.
not looking for Casablanca.
No.
You're looking for the goddamn The Core.
Yeah.
And you know what? The fact
Give me the core.
you have said that is exactly what movie
to
watching
be
at
to
scale.
keeper.
These comments
That
are
will never
awesome.
not be
Could've
funny.
Yeah, cheers, cheers.
I love that.
All right.
You and I park our shuttlecrafts in the same shuttle bay.
All right. What was next after Beekeeper?
Okay.
For all of us, I think it's a yes. Check mark. Yes. We want
Fuck
to see
yeah,
this.
dude.
Yeah.
This next movie is the one I'm actually the most excited about, I think, of their slate, which is The Sheep Detectives.
You know, first of all, correct me if I'm wrong, but did they change the name of the movie? Because I could be wrong, could be totally wrong. I thought it was The Sheep Detective,
I think it was too.
And they put an
and I
S.
think they've changed the title to
yeah.
The Sheep
I agree.
Detectives.
Because they showed us the first time I ever was last year.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're not remembering it right.
No, I think you're right.
So they have changed the name to The Sheep Detectives.
It's more inclusive.
Now, look, I got to say this. They showed us the first look at this movie last year. And at the time, I did not get the appeal of it. Now, they all sounded like the Amazon execs all sounded very excited about it. But I didn't really get the appeal of it.
Right.
This year, they showed a much broader presentation for it. And I got to say, I still don't quite get the appeal.
Really?
Yeah. But I'll tell you what is making me a believer regardless. Craig Mazin wrote it.
Yeah.
The director or the creator and the showrunner of Last of Us and the guy who did Chernobyl, Hugh Jackman came out on stage. By the way, I should mention, Hugh Jackman came out on stage.
Correct.
And mentioned, like a lot of people forget, Craig Mazin started his career as a comedy writer. And Hugh Jackman, listen, I'll tell you what, Hugh Jackman is just really lauding this movie a lot. Like, he loves it. And like the Amazon executives came out and said, I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this movie. And so with that caliber of writing and Hugh Jackman vouching for it,
Originally called Three Bags Full, a sheep detective movie.
3 bags full, a sheep detective movie. I am going to look forward to the movie.
I'm so excited.
I just haven't been, but what's selling me on it is Craig Mazin, Hugh Jackman. That's selling me on it. The trailer and the presentation itself hasn't
But you
sold me on it
didn't
yet.
think all the animals, because last year, like, one animal talked. And this year, lots of animals
Yeah.
talked.
And
Yeah.
good voices. behind it.
And the voice acting, I was so in on it this year. I was like, because the
too.
voice acting, the animals. I mean, the animals, I love the fact, look, I'm a huge Babe fan. I love the movie.
Oh, Babe is so good.
But the idea that animals are anthropomorphic, when it's done right, like, I believe.
Yeah.
I want to believe, like, as a dog owner, my dogs can talk. They just don't understand what language they want that I hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, the chat is still coming up with Beekeeper 2. There's been a lot of Beekeeper 2 taglines pitched in the chat.
So yeah, the one thing that I thought was really funny was the two Ram brothers who are
Yes.
both voiced by Roy Kent. What's
is his
the
name?
actor?
Brett Goldstein.
Thank you,
you.
Brent Goldstein. He, I think, voices both of the Ram brothers, and that stuff was pretty funny.
You got Regina Hall in there.
Yeah.
You just got, yeah.
Bryan Cranston is in there.
I think it looks really funny. I like the premise of the Hugh Jackman's character being murdered.
Yep.
I don't actually believe
He's
been
a
murdered, though, by the
shepherd
way.
who every night reads murder mysteries to his
Yeah,
sheep.
so
And then
cute.
he gets murdered, so the sheep take it upon themselves that they need to solve the murder.
So cute. I love it. I'm
It's
so
a
down.
great premise. I got to give it that. It is a great premise.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right. What was next?
Next was A Cult Is My Passport.
So I was like, the Beequel. Beekeeper, the Beequel. Okay, that's good. All right. What else? So,
I couldn't
what was
wrap
it?
my head around this title.
Okay.
I had the
Okay,
hardest
say
time.
the title again.
A Cult Is My
A
Passport.
Cult
A
is
Cult
my
Pistol.
passport. Being directed by the director of The Raid and The Raid 2.
Gareth
The
Evans.
First look.
Yep. Now, Gareth Evans recently did that one direct to streaming movie that was not so hot.
Yeah, but the Raid, or as I call it, the
Rad.
Rad, and the Rad 2, even radder. I don't
Although,
care.
do you remember the movie Rad? Because Rad was pretty rad.
Rad's a
BMX
different movie than the Rad. That's a BMX biker movie. But if you've ever seen the Raid, aka the Rad, you would know.
So, like, he's got a new movie that he's directing called A Cult Is My Passport. Basic premise seems to be this. A lethal hitman takes on a job that is going to pay him enough, get him a passport, that he can now end his hitman-y career. The problem is, and who's the villain? Who's the bad guy that he's...
Is Zac Efron in this movie? That's the only name
No.
I wrote down.
Who's the big villain? Says I don't want to pay him. Oh, it's
yeah.
Tom, not Tom Roth. Tim Roth.
Yeah, Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. So Tim Roth is a bad guy. So the Tim Roth hires this great hitman to do this job that's supposed to pay him enough to get out of the business and get him a passport to get out of the country, all that kind of stuff. So the hitman does the job, but then Tim Roth don't want to pay because he wants to keep him in that line, doesn't want to give him. So he broke the deal, and now you made an enemy. And it seems to be a very simple revenge, kind of messing with the wrong guy kind of movie, which I have a deep soft spot for. It
do. Love it.
I thought it looked great. I thought it looked really great. I'm really excited to see it. I don't know. So what did you think about it?
Like Dicky Time in the chat is like, aren't all successful hitman pretty lethal? Like,
Yeah, well, that's
it is
true.
interesting when you're
That is
that
true.
guy deciding to double cross the most.
If they aren't lethal, they
Yeah.
suck at their
Like,
job.
You know what's a good business move for me? What if I double cross our most
He
lethal?
retires
hitman?
as a hitman to become a beekeeper.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what did you think about the Occult is My Passport?
Yeah, again, I knew nothing about it. I was like, this is an interesting title, but like it looked good. I'm psyched because of the not history, but like the track record of the
Evans.
filmmaker. So I thought the raid was incredible. And
Incredible.
so incredible that like it buys my loyalty for at least like 2 or 3 like follow-ups to figure out like, are you going to be able to replicate the joy that I felt from this film? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right. What was next?
A Colt, C-O-L-T. People
A
are
Colt. Yeah, as in a Colt gun.
Gun, yeah.
A Colt is My Passport.
How to Rob a Bank comes out
All right.
September 4th.
I'm not sure how I feel about this one. How to Rob a Bank. First of all, it's got some great people in it,
Yep.
including Nicholas Hoult,
Yep.
um,
John C. Reilly,
John C. Reilly,
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. Who is the director again?
Oh, I didn't write that down.
Oh, I'm forgetting the director. Anyway. So, really stupid concept. Really stupid concept, in my opinion. So the idea is that this group of people decide to rob banks, and they live stream when they rob banks for content because they're YouTube creators. Hollywood's always trying to get into, like, we understand the YouTube creators.
Because
So-
there's no oversight on YouTube.
Yeah, so that they want to teach their viewers how to rob. Now, it does start off with a great premise. This idea of the guy says, you only have a 1 in 100 chance of becoming a millionaire. You only have a 1 in something other chance to being financially secure. But do you know what the success rate of bank robberies in America are? 90%.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, if that's true, that's a shocking number. That
Well, let's get started, John.
Yeah. 90% of bank robberies are successful. So that's pretty. So anyway, so then it becomes Point Break, where this crew is now robbing banks, and you've got your Johnny Utah, in this case played by John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly is the FBI guy now assigned to try to figure out who these people are and track them down. And he decides, and they're getting nowhere, so he decides to get this legendary hacker and programmer played by Zoe Kravitz to get her to work with him. So Zoe Kravitz and John C. Reilly are hot on the heels of Nicholas Hoult and who's the dude they brought up, the Kardashian consort? Pete Davidson and Nicholas Hoult, the Kardashian consort. That's accurate
It was one time.
for a while.
His firepower, as
him.
it's said in the.
So they come out, and that's kind of the idea. Again, whenever a Hollywood studio tries to say, "Oh, we're tapping into like the YouTube and like the tiki-talkies," they're never right, and they never are good at it. So, but the people involved are pretty hardcore, and some of the footage was pretty good. I
Yeah.
love John C. Reilly. I mean, I
thought it looked good. It's
You like it?
It's a mid-level pot boiler crime drama thriller. Like, look, I did love Crime 101 from them, but I expected a little bit more. than what we got, if that makes sense. I mean, I wanted to see a little bit more epicness. It was too straightforward for me. I still liked it, but it wasn't great.
What did you think about it?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a little underwhelming for me. It
I will
depends
say
on how they execute it.
It was the best live motorcycle stunts of this Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
CinemaCon.
Yes,
best.
I will keep referring to it as Comic-Con.
it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what they could have done or should have done to make it better, but I thought it should have been better. So I'll just kind of leave it at that.
I think we should open up a movie theater in Eternia.
Sure.
I think it needs
With
one.
sheep
Why not?
With sheep
and
and
alien
bees.
bus.
Is there a bus system?
Is there a bus?
Yeah, we go through
And why would we be on that bus? All right. What was
it's the
This will be all the time.
look. It comes here every day just because we don't get on it.
All right. What was the next movie we talked about?
Your mother, your mother, your mother.
Okay. Remember a little bit earlier in the stream, I said there's a couple of movies that were brought up that I've literally never heard of.
Yeah, man.
Your mother, your mother, your mother. Which, by the way, terrible title, but whatever. Maybe I'll think differently after I see the movie.
I saw the trailer.
We saw the trailer. By the way, first thing I want to point out, it stars Mahershala Ali and is being directed by Bassam Tariq. And if that sounds a little bit familiar, it's because you guys know how we're all waiting around for this Mahershala Ali Blade movie. Bassam Tariq was the guy who was supposed to direct that Blade movie before he walked. And now him and Mahershala are making a different movie together. I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
So
While you guys are waiting to figure out Blade, we're gonna make our
we're
own
going to go
thing.
over here and make our own movie. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, so the whole idea of it is that here's the theme. Mahershala Ali is a hitman. A lot of that going around in the Amazon thing. Who sells perfumes and oils and perfumes in Houston. And he's trying to get out. And he only kills people he thinks are bad for the community. So I don't know if that includes telemarketers and ICE agents, but whatever. So that's who Mahershala Ali goes after, people he thinks aren't good for the neighborhood. And but his wife has passed away. This is where it gets a little more emotional. His wife has passed away, and he has 3 kids. And he's trying to be a father and like deal with being a single father and all that kind of stuff. So there's a real emotional, dramatic core to this. It's not like Beekeeper. It's not just a woohoo. Let's just see how much gun fu we can do and how many guys we can kill in all these creative ways. It's not that. Although it does look like there's a hell of a lot of action. By the way, terrific cast. Looks like John Cho is the main villain.
Amazing.
Like John Cho is the main villain. And at first I'm like, really? And then you see it, and I'm like, this works.
It made me realize if I had kids, I'd leave them in the woods. If they fight their way back and come home, great.
You'd be a good Viltrumite.
There you go.
So I thought that looked pretty good. I don't know, Sol, did you saw it? What did you think about it?
No, it was impressive. When it started playing, Campea did lean over to me, and they were like, "These are the people that were gonna do Blade."
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is fascinating. This is the fascinating angle that they kind of took with their agency and their independence. So yeah, no, it looked good.
So again, another Hitman movie, but this one with more of a dramatic, grounded kind
Looks
of
good.
thing. Yeah, and it's Mahershala Ali, so I will definitely give it the benefit of the doubt. All right, what was next?
This movie, based on a book.
Verity. All right. I heard about this. They gave us our first little glimpse of this last year.
Last year.
Wasn't a lot, and I didn't think much of it. I mean, look, it's great cast. Josh Hartnett, Anne Hathaway. Well, that's where the great cast ends. Then you got Dakota Johnson.
You're right.
Oh, I love her.
You're right.
I defended her for years, but I'm sorry. I just now believe she's not a very good actress. I tried to defend her for years because of what she did with Peanut Butter Falcon. she was really good in Peanut Butter Falcon, but I'm starting to think that was a fluke.
She needs a script and direction.
Same consent of every actor. Because man, guess what? It's the breaking line for me wasn't even Madam Web.
Materialist?
It was The Materialist.
Yeah.
When she's acting alongside two
was
really good
bad.
actors, and you're like, one of these things does not fit in, and it's her. But look, I'm open to being won over again. And if she can do it, this is the film to do it in.
I agree.
She's got some meaty stuff to work with in this. So Josh Hartnett, who I'm just becoming a bigger fan in the second half of his career.
Yeah, we're in
What was that action film he just did recently, where he's like the agent on the airplane?
Oh, I don't know, but it's on the airplane.
Yeah, it was, Guys in the Live Shot. What was the name of that Josh Hartnett action film? Because I had a ball with that movie. I thought that was great. It was basically like Bullet Train, but on an airplane.
Yeah.
And so that one was really good. I'm a big fan of his. Anne Hathaway, I just Bees on a Plane.
There's a lot of
Bees on a
Beekeeper subtitles that are still
Fight or
through in
Flight.
live chat.
Fight or Flight.
There you go.
That was a fun movie. And I hope they do a sequel to it. They never will because it made no money. But whatever. Anne Hathaway, who even for some reason, a few years ago, it became the popular thing to hate on Anne Hathaway.
What?
Don't get it.
I've never
Don't get it.
understood that
I'm so
idiocy.
glad I missed that.
I've never understood that. She is ridiculously talented. She has great charisma. She can bleed into any role. She's fantastic.
She's a goddess.
Don't touch
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
And I mean
No.
that in the most respectful way possible.
Absolutely.
She's really amazing.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And she's having a huge resurgence right now because she's in everything. But
I always have a huge resurgence when I think of Anne
you got to
Hathaway.
stop talking about actresses that way, and you really do. But like this legitimately, I wasn't terribly impressed with what we saw last year. But this presentation they put together here, I'm like, this not only does it look like just a great thriller, was it just me or does it seem to hint at a supernatural angle a little bit too? I'm not really sure. Maybe. Like, I'm not really clear on it. I've not read the book. Anne has the book in her hand. Maybe she'll read
I
it.
have to
Can
say,
she control bees in this one?
Can she control
But
bees?
this morning, before I went to the show, I was watching. I want to say Today, and Anne Hathaway was on it promoting Mother Mary, her movie that comes out this weekend.
Yeah, she's
Right.
amazing.
And she's so articulate and she's so thoughtful.
And she's got the Odyssey coming out.
And she's got but I will say this. I mean,
And at the end of Oak Street.
but she plays a pop star in this film.
Really?
Yeah, in Mother Mary, and
I didn't
Lady
know
Gaga
that
or
about it.
something, right?
yeah, she's like, and I mean, they showed a clip of her singing, and oh my God, I mean, she throws herself. I've never seen a movie where I never thought that I always thought Anne Hathaway is killing it. She is going all in on every role, and she'll do something like Devil Wears Prada. And then
She's got that coming out too.
Yeah.
She's got like
Let's not
7
forget.
movies
And by the
coming
way,
out.
in 2 weeks, and now Mother Mary, she's playing this pop star that's trying to reconcile with her costume designer, and she's amazing. The acting, incredible.
Yeah. So I gotta say, I came out of this year's presentation on it going, yeah, I want to watch this.
Yeah, I mean,
This
I
looks
joke,
pretty
but she
good.
looks amazing.
Oh, she does. Yeah,
It looks
and
amazing.
and there's this great scene where like she's not comatose, but
she does feel like she's,
Incapacitated.
yeah, she's a
pretty-
totally
Oh my God,
incapacitated,
dude.
almost comatose in a wheelchair. And Dakota Fanning is brought in as a writer. Dakota Johnson, sorry. Dakota Johnson is brought in as a ghostwriter to kind of finish Anne Hathaway's, because the public doesn't know
That
Anne
was the
Hathaway.
original title of the film, by the way.
Ghostwriter?
Yeah.
That's actually a good title. Because Anne Hathaway apparently has been in a car accident and now can't do anything. But for some reason or some way, Dakota Johnson and Anne Hathaway's character come to odds. And the trailer ends with Dakota Johnson going, "I'm going to take everything from you."
Yeah.
And Anne Hathaway just sitting there
cool.
kind of comatose, but just a tear start to come out of her. I'm like, this is powerful stuff. Like I thought it was really good. Anyway, you got the book there. What did you think about the presentation?
Cody is not with us, Cody Miller, but he has been with us during CinemaCon.
I mean, he's still with us.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
still here.
He is
out
here.
on the
He's just not here present in the live stream, but it's his wife who was like, when we visited them, was like, you have to read this book in
Verity.
particular, and she's a big reader. And of all the books that she's read recently, I think she said this. So I'm excited. I'm intrigued because, to your point, this is Dakota Johnson's chance to show if she can act alongside Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
And if that dynamic works,
Yeah.
then this movie is going to be scary. Like, the thriller part of it is really going to show.
What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, it looks really good. And I love the fact that it has kind of a horror thriller, who knows what, which I really liked. I mean,
Yeah.
the
If
acting
it's done well.
yeah, and the idea that Anne Hathaway might be manipulating this.
I don't know.
I mean,
think it's the other way
I don't
around.
know, but I love it. I think it looks great.
Soul?
So what we didn't see in the trailer. So when we were leaving the screening, there were two women behind me. That one of them, when we were handed the book, everybody leaving this presentation got handed a copy. Of
Yeah,
this
they
book.
held out the book to us.
And so the two women behind me were like, "Oh, have you read this?" And the woman said to the other woman, like, "It gets pretty spicy. Like, this author is known for, like, you know, I don't know, the way she was talking, she was alluding to a little, like, 50 Shades, like, elements of this thing.
Little filthy?
Yeah, and yeah, a little filthy. Like,
That's all good.
And that wasn't necessarily in, like, the
Yeah.
footage that we saw. So
That's true.
it's interesting to see, like, okay, well, if that's what this particular author, like, has a strength or is known for, how does that blend this kind of this thriller aspect of like how they were shaping the tone and what this footage was. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It could have a lot of crossover appeal. It could go broader than a narrower audience if they pull off all sides of this. So yeah, I'm
Interesting.
All right, let's move on because it is already 1:30 in the morning for us.
Is it really?
It's 1:30 in the morning. Yes.
The
All right.
Paramount panel starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
I have to get the seats. I have to go.
We're in the
I
Paramount
don't
panel
know if
right
I'm going to
now.
go to the Paramount panel.
I'm gonna try.
I will.
You know
there.
why?
I'll be there.
They have nothing I want to see.
They have nothing.
Okay, I will not be there.
Anyway, sorry. So what's the next one?
Do we need to talk about the Chosen
No.
Crucifixion?
Let's move on from that.
All right. Spaceballs 2.
Yes. First of all, they start the presentation by a bunch of spaceballs, the stormtroopers, spaceballs, coming out on stage, and like the screens turn on. It says Spaceballs, the LED screen, and then up on the big screen, Spaceballs, the CinemaCon presentation. If you guys remember the original Spaceballs, like everything is merchandise, like Spaceballs, the toilet paper, Spaceballs, Spaceballs. You and I will get into a physical fight if you want to disparage Spaceballs to me.
No,
But
I'm not going to disparage it.
I'm not saying to you. I'm saying to the ether.
No, but I, it's not. I don't love it as much as you do.
No, and I don't know that anybody loves it as much as I do.
I love it. I love it.
But I would say this: apparently, that doesn't matter because your love of Spaceballs has been recognized by Hollywood.
In the Spaceballs canon.
Yeah, which we already discussed at the beginning of the show.
But still, canon, you are now
For
part of
anybody
it.
just joining the stream right now or just clicked in,
John Campea
he
is
was
an
in the beginning
in-universe
of
character.
the CinemaCon footage.
And that was not outside of the canon of Spaceballs. That was within Spaceballs.
Yes, they literally cut to his headshot, his dumb face.
That might be
talking
one
about
of that is one of the
Spaceballs,
coolest
the
things
sequel.
that's ever happened.
The
I mean,
nerdiest nerd.
I have to say, when I saw that happen, I was so happy for you because nobody loves Spaceballs more than you. And the people that made Spaceballs recognize that you are the biggest Spaceballs fan.
So just shortly for those who might not have been here 2.5 hours ago when we started this stream, like during the Spaceballs sizzle, like out of nowhere they just cut to me doing one of my shows.
You were in the trailer.
Talking about how they are doing a Spaceballs sequel. They're doing a Spaceballs 2. And they're like, I had no idea they were putting me in.
I had a little
I had no idea.
out of body moment because I'm like, wait. John Campea is next to me. He's here, but he's also there. He's on the screen. He's in front of me, and he's to the side of me. And he can't be in two places at once. So
My
why
whole
is he on
thing-
the big screen yelling at me about Spaceballs 2?
I thought you'd kept it clandestinely underneath.
No,
one knew.
I
thought you
I
knew
had
nothing.
no idea.
And I'm going, oh my God, you're like a secret agent, dude.
I
was
I
dope.
had no idea. But let's get to the actual stuff about Spaceballs. So they start off with, we got a special message from somebody, and Dark Helmet comes on screen talking to the CinemaCon audience. It's not a clip from the movie. He's talking to the CinemaCon audience. And I can't remember all of it, except I was just chuckling through the whole thing. But at one point he's telling, he tells all the movie theater owners, I want to be on 4,800 screens. I want to be in your big IMAX screens or whatever. And he says, and if you don't do it, then Amazon will also try to buy Warner Brothers. Or something like
And if this is outdated because I recorded it a while ago.
So funny.
It was really funny. And then they brought out the cast, and maybe the biggest pop of the evening, well, not quite, but one of the bigger pops of the evening was when they announced, and ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 30 years appearing in a motion picture, Rick Moranis. And Rick Moranis
Amazing.
came out on stage. And like that was just incredible. So you had the original Lone Star, Dave Pullman, and
Dave
Bill Pullman.
Pullman.
Sorry, Dave. Bill Pullman. Then you had the original Princess Vespa. I can't remember.
Daphne Zuniga.
There you go.
And then they had Josh Gad,
Yep.
who is now we know for sure he is playing John Candy's son.
Barf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing Barf's son, the Mog, half man, half dog. My own best friend. He's playing clearly, his son. And then Lewis Pullman. And the director asked me, like, Lewis, like, what was the audition process like for you in getting
was
this? He
so
goes, well,
good.
I was born.
He was like, it was really hard.
I was
born. I had to wait a long time for it to be grown up, and then you called me.
That was the
It was
casting.
so good.
And then, of course, Rick Moranis. And then Kiki Palmer
Yes.
came in and did a video message. And then one of the best things of all, Mel Brooks himself did a video in message
That was
as well.
so good.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. That was funny. Mel Brooks' stuff was funny. And then they showed a bunch of footage from the movie. And, listen, because I love Spaceballs so much, I have to admit that there's also been, I've had a little bit of trepidation because a spoof movie like Spaceballs, one of the reasons the original is so great is because it's so rare that kind of movie just hits on, because it's very easy for a movie like that to become Meet the Spartans.
But they tried to tell a real story.
Yes, they
Within
also,
the fact that
yeah.
it's a satire and a send-up, they actually had their own real tale to tell.
And so I've had a little bit of trepidation that they could do Spaceballs 2 and it turn out to be Spaceballs Meet the Spartans, right? And I'll tell you what, the footage they showed us tonight put a lot of those fears to rest.
Totally.
I thought it was really sharp and really great. And by the way, oh my God, genius. They gave us the official name of the new movie. And Mel Brooks is the one who announced. He goes, now, for 30 years, we always thought it was going to be Spaceballs, The Search for More Money. But he says, I found the money. And he cuts the camera over to this big bag of money. It was in my basement. He goes, so the name, and this is the official name. The name of the new Spaceballs movie is Spaceballs, The New One. That's the name of the new
so
Spaceballs.
happy.
Spaceballs,
All you need to know.
The New One. That's the name of it. It is a stroke of marketing genius. I love it. He goes, not Spaceballs the old one, it's Spaceballs the new one. So I thought that was great, and I thought it looked really fun. Now, I am clearly biased because I love Spaceballs so much. So I don't know. What did you guys think of the Spaceballs stuff?
I love the idea of if Spaceballs the new one eventually releases in 4K Blu-ray and it's next to the shelf on Rob's shelf, there's going to be Spaceballs and then Spaceballs the new ones, like side by side. But I like Campea, like Spaceballs holds such a special place in my heart. there's some Monty Python movies in there, and then there's Spaceballs. And when I first heard about this remake, and I was like, oh, interesting, because it seems like when I first heard about it, it seemed like Josh Gad like was desperately trying to like make something happen because he was such like a super fan and he was trying to.
Which, by the way, when did he get out of the doorman? Is he back?
You mean in Wonder Man?
Yeah. When did
I
he
don't think we
escape
know.
from the doorman vortex? Because I thought he was still missing. Anyway, if you haven't seen Wonder Man, you won't understand the roads. Okay, so please continue.
No. So he was trying to find a way to make this happen. I read some interview or something quickly when he was talking to Mel Brooks and trying to figure out if Mel Brooks was like on board with this idea or on board with this pitch.
But he's not around a planet that would help him.
Yeah.
You know, I look, I hated Spaceballs. Why? Because it made fun of Star Wars when it first came out. I'm like,
Celebrated Star
dare
Wars. It
I
wasn't
know it
making
did.
fun
We're
of
gonna
Star
Fight.
Wars.
These two are gonna
no,
fight.
I know
It's
it did.
1:30 in the morning, and they're
I'm
gonna.
just saying. I'm just saying. It bothered me. It took me a while to come around.
I see.
So
I see.
the point that I'm making is that I thought all these jokes and the premise of the second film is fucking hilarious. I was laughing my ass off this entire trailer.
Yeah, it was
and
pretty
dude,
good.
I was adamantly against it. I'm like, when they said Spaceballs too, I'm like,
Also, I appreciate.
I was won over.
the metaphor, the parallel that you drew to like Meet the Spartans. So like, there's a danger of like over parody here that
Yes.
steals
Yeah.
the thunder of the what makes the first so special, because it was the way the first one parodied Star Wars was so like John Waters talks about like you have to know the rules to break the rules
Yep.
to play in that space. And I think Spaceballs knew the rules so well that they could break them and play the parody in a way that didn't speak down to maybe the source material or the genre that they were sending up.
And the actors themselves, I mean, you're putting together heavyweights.
Yeah.
And they've all got egos and families and this.
So when
and
this
that.
so when this comes out, you have that like Meet the Spartan worry
It
in
was
you
great.
of like, oh, like is the humor gonna nail the right tone
They
or the
killed
right
it.
cadence? And it just seemed like no, like they get it. They understood what made the first one special. They've taken that, which is very hard when you're dealing with so much difference in time, right? Culture changes, humor like humor especially is can be a prisoner of the time in terms of something that was so iconic, it's so funny in the 80s or in the 90s, and then you watch it today and you're like, oh
Right.
dear God, like this is real cringe, or it's like
This
really
is not smart anymore.
yeah, exactly. Like
By the way, just a sense of how long the stream has been. Johnny Weiner was writing, my phone was at 90% when we started the stream. It's now at 24. Anyway, sorry, please continue.
it seems like they've magically found a way to move this humor into the 2020s
100%, man.
in a way that
Yeah.
both references and honors the humor of the original and also modernizes it for an audience that may be less familiar.
And it seemed like the first Spaceballs, it's telling a story unto itself. It's not relying on what it's parodying or whatever. It seems to me it has its own story.
Now, there was one shot. Because what I don't want this to be is like a scary movie or whatever,
No,
where every
no.
scene is just to parody a different scary movie, right? But there was one scene in the stuff they showed us tonight that is clearly meant to be a spoof or parodying a bit, where General Asshole and Dark Helmet are both in the men's room and taking a piss in a urinal. And a Na'vi comes walking in from Avatar. And so you can, and by the way, as they're standing there at the urinals, you can hear the little stream as they're peeing in the thing.
tickling.
You hear the little like the water coming out, right? Then the Na'vi comes into the urinal beside them, this huge Na'vi, because remember, they're like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And stands up to the urinal, and all you hear is like this open hose sound of and like then you see Dark Helmet looking over to the Navi's dick, and then he says in Na'vi, I see you. And it cracked me up. Oh my God, it cracked me up. I thought, yeah. So I was very happy. I was very happy. It alleviated some of my fears, and it was a big kick to see me in the presentation too. So there was that. All right. So that was Spaceballs. What was next?
Highlander.
How do you follow up Spaceballs for me? I don't know.
You tickle Campea's Spaceballs.
Maybe take one of my top 10 all-time favorite films doing a remake with my boy Henry, and you do the Highlander.
Chad from John Wick.
And yeah, the director of John Wick, and Dave Bautista, and one of my all-time favorite actors, Russell Crowe. Anyway, and Jeremy Irons, and Jaimon Hansu, and anyway, they showed us the world's first footage.
A lot of footage.
And they're only halfway through shooting the movie. Henry Cavill came on screen, says, "Look, I can't be there. We're currently in the UK, still shooting. We're only about halfway through shooting the movie. But we do have some stuff to show you." And they showed us a lot of stuff. A lot of times we see trailers or previews, like, who knows if the movie would be good or bad, but
Yeah.
the trailer was good or the trailer was bad, right?
Fantastic.
This movie is going to be awesome. You can just tell.
Take it to the bank.
You take it to the bank right now. You can just tell watching this thing. This movie is going to be everything I wanted it to be.
100%.
It looks awesome. The action looks insane. The cinematography looks incredible. Queen music is indeed in the movie. I didn't think it was necessary for them to do that, but I'm pretty damn happy that they are. I'm giddy. I'm absolutely giddy. They showed like how Henry Cavill had to learn like every single fighting style there is.
Oh, and he did too.
And he did. He mastered it. Yeah. He looks great. And oh my God, they're taking a different turn on the Kurgan. Dave Bautista plays the legendary Clancy Brown character, the Kurgan, right? The big villain.
Can't wait.
Only the Kurgan was a Nazi soldier, was a Nazi officer. And I'm like, perfect. Who can you always make a good bad guy?
We'll see.
A Nazi.
Yeah,
and oh my God, I just thought it looked great. And they understand the lore. They understand the mythology surrounding the Highlanders. They are not convicted criminals from other planets that are sent to Earth as a... No. They're just the immortals. The quickening is coming. The gathering is coming, I should say. And in the end, there can be only one. And it looked so good.
It does look great.
I'm not going to say it looked as good as the footage for Dune 3. No, but this was
it's a
damn
different
good.
movie.
It's a totally different kind of movie. I could not be happier. I could not be happier. I thought it looked absolutely great. Anyway, Rob, what did you think about it?
I loved it. I mean, by the way, it has that John Wick look. The cinematography was very high contrast, it looked fantastic. I mean, we didn't see a lot of finished action scenes, but god damn did it look cool. I mean,
So
Cavill
good.
looks cool, Batista looks cool, all the other immortals look cool. I'm in. I am so in. It looks so good.
It's as simple as, you have your blender in the kitchen and you drop in some Henry Cavill and then you drop in a little Highlander and then you take the filmmakers from John Wick and you put it in the blender and you hit fuck you. And what comes out
Is that a button?
yes, it's not on all the models, but
I
it's
wanna
definitely on
find
this one. And what came out was everything that you'd hope. Sometimes when you mix things like whatever, ketchup and chocolate chip cookies, you're like, well, those two are great separately, but you can't put them together.
Right.
This together.
Somebody wrote in the Hivelander.
But yeah, they haven't
No
stopped.
more
Still
bee
on
stuff.
bees.
They
No
haven't-
more bee stuff.
They haven't stopped making bee
But do
puns
they
for the last
control
hour.
the bees?
Like, now the director made a point. When they were talking to the director on set, he said, like, this was in our presentation tonight, he said, I'm a music guy. Gotta have Queen. And so like Queen's in it. Now the only piece of Queen music they played in the package they showed us tonight was We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
So like I was just waiting for, because man, listen, I'll tell you what. If I'm in the movie theater to see Highlander and AMC's god-awful 35 minutes of trailers finally end and the lights go down, and before the first title even comes on screen, we just hear, "Here we are, born to be kings," I will sploosh. everywhere. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna be so happy. Like, they may not do that, and that's fine. You may not want to start with the same opening song, but if they did, I am totally gonna lose my mind. I will
I think
absolutely
they
lose
should.
my mind.
They might.
Oh, they might. They might. We're the princes of the universe. Oh. I am immortal. Having me the blood of kings.
This is what happens at 1:50 in the morning after a double panel on the third day of CinemaCon.
I'm a tired man.
Yes. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm so excited. Okay, anyway, sorry. What was next? Or was that it?
I Play Rocky.
Oh! Okay. The movie is called I Play Rocky, and it is not the sequel to Project Hail Mary.
No.
I wish.
This is one of those movies where the CinemaCon presentation has changed my mind.
Yeah.
I thought, wait a minute, you're going to make a movie about the making of Rocky. Now, this is not a new format. The Offer, which was fantastic. A series about the making of The Godfather.
Which has a major actor in common with I Play Rocky or I Am Rocky. The man who played Al Pacino in The Offer plays Sylvester Stallone.
That's him.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
So
Oh.
it's a movie about how Sylvester Stallone, before anybody ever knew who he was a struggling, starving actor living in a beat down apartment, whatever, and like nobody would give him a role in the movie, so he wrote his own movie to put himself in it. And the story about how that happens. Now, honestly, to me, that didn't sound like an interesting movie. It now seems like a fascinating movie to me. This presentation tonight of I Play Rocky is, I'll go on a limb right now, is Oscar contender.
Yep,
It's
I
Oscar
agree.
contender stuff. It looked great. And like Anne, when the cast came out, she's like, "You're telling me that's not young Sylvester Stallone on up there on the stage?"
They didn't de-age him.
And the girl they got to play, Adrian, like, looks just like her in the movie. And that's not the important thing, but man, this dude got Stallone's voice and mannerisms and movements. And I'll tell you what, this presentation made this look to me like a must-see movie.
Totally agree.
Must-see movie. So this, turned me around. I went from not interested to, holy crap, I can't wait to watch this.
Tyler Bennett just said, Rocky Adrian saves cinema.
That's
pretty good.
That works.
Yes.
I mean, kind of the tie-in there is I was telling John about how Ryan Gosling, I believe it was Ryan Gosling, who was telling the story about how Sylvester Stallone sold his dog to get enough money to be able to like pursue.
That's actually true.
Is that right?
And then he got it back.
And then he got the dog back,
he
and
got
that's
it back.
the
He
dog
got
that's
it.
in the movie.
Yeah, he got it back.
So I'm like, I'm down for seeing how that actual story plays out for Sylvester Stallone. And I think after seeing the footage and seeing that it didn't feel like this actor is just trying to copy Sly, like it really wasn't that for me. It didn't feel like a parody of it or anything like that. So I agreed. I think it looks great, and they cast the right people.
Yeah, it looks wonderful. I can't wait to watch it. And turn me around. So I Play Rocky.
Bring it on.
All right. Was that it? That was it. But one more thing I'd say about I Play Rocky. So the reason the title is I Play Rocky is because one of the things in it was, even though he wrote the script and wanted to get it made, and the studios loved the script, they did not want him to be in it. They wanted to get a real actor, and they offered him $25,000. He turned it down. He said, "No, I got to be in it." Then they offered him like $60,000.
They were trying to buy him out. So
Then
they could put a different actor in
$100,000.
it.
Then like some odd like $1 million. And finally Stallone tells him, "Not for $1 million, not for 10." And
Right.
then they eventually give him the movie. I mean, it actually looks really fascinating.
It does.
Can't
It
wait.
looks really great. Now, is it theatrical enough? Because we already saw The Offer and we love that. But this is, but
That's
it does
the
look
question.
cinematic.
It feels
really did.
very cinematic.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, it looks really, really good. So
And all right, guys, That was a nearly 3-hour movie or 3-hour stream. Of course, we had two panels to cover. That will wrap up our very long coverage of the Universal panel and the Amazon panel. My voice is actually starting to go. It was a great day. It was a great day at CinemaCon because there's also like a great after party this afternoon, and like, it's just been a tremendous, tremendous day. Listen, I'm going to call it right now. It's 2 a.m. here. The Paramount presentation's in 7 hours. And I need some sleep.
Who's gonna make it?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, there might be somebody
There's
here.
nothing there though.
There
What do they have to show?
But
Possibly
I am going to call it. We are
Definitely
not
will be
going
a
to do a
Disney.
Paramount stream. We're not going to do a Paramount stream. All due respect to Jackass 7 or whatever it is. I will regret missing Passengers.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
What else
Passenger.
what other studio John is presenting tomorrow?
Well, there's a little studio presenting tomorrow in the afternoon called Disney, where we are expecting to hear about such films as Devil Wears Prada 2, which is going to be huge. A number of other things. But, of course, the one that everybody's going to be kind of laser focused. Oh, by the way, a couple of Star Wars movies. But what everybody's going to be laser focused on is, of course, Doomsday. Are they moving dates? Are they dropping a trailer for us? I believe they are. But I don't know that for a fact. I just believe
I don't
they
either.
are. How much footage are they going to show us? I do believe they're going to show us footage. It's tomorrow's Doomsday. I mean, it really is. It's game day for Doomsday. And so I am really stoked about that. Our stream for our Disney CinemaCon presentation coverage, the panel is supposed to end at 4:30, I believe, which means we will be doing, no, this is 4:30 Los Angeles time, Las Vegas time, which means we will be doing our live stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. East Coast time. So that's when we're going to be doing it, and it's going to be a big one, and I'm excited. And listen, if it was 11 p.m. right now, we would go do the Paramount panel, but it's 2 a.m. I'm probably not going to get to sleep till 3, and I don't want to be up in 5 hours to get showered and go. I just don't want to do it. And there's nothing there I'm really dying to see.
That's the thing.
I mean, I'm curious about Sonic 4.
And their whole philosophy. What are they going to say about the modern age?
Yeah. Listen, remember, all Cinema United, the organization that puts on CinemaCon, they are lobbying Congress to stop Paramount from taking over Warner Brothers. So what's the Paramount thing going to be? Hey, everybody, please don't hate us. Is that going to be the?
Well, after
I don't
everything
know.
that has been seen, it's like you guys aren't in no position to buy us. You really aren't.
I don't care how much Middle Eastern money you got. I don't know. But listen, again, if it was 11 p.m. right now, I would go and cover it. But
Yeah.
I'm going to have to tap out on this one. I got to tap out on this one. And we will just focus on the Disney presentation tomorrow. And we will look forward to that. So, guys, listen, for, my God, the 2,400 of you still watching this live stream.
Let's go.
God bless
At
you. God bless you all.
5 a.m. East Coast time. 5 a.m. East Coast time. Guys, you are troopers.
By the way, there's folks in Europe and South Africa also.
I know, but I'm saying
He
it's
only has 2 time zones.
2 a.m. Pacific
But
time.
they started watching at 3
5
a.m.
a.m. I mean, it is crazy. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Please come back and join us again for our Disney coverage tomorrow. I want to thank, of course, my wife, Dr. Ann Campea, writer, director, producer, Robert Meyer Burnett,
Thanks for having me.
Soul Video, John Green. And thank you guys so much for being here. We really look forward to doing the Disney stuff tomorrow. I cannot wait to talk all about Endgame and everything else we're going to cover. That'll do it for us for tonight, guys. Thanks for being here. And until next time, my friends, as my voice is starting to go,
No.
bye-bye.
Cheers.